Hi guys, I'm Monday Juma here from the Man United Agenda. I want to say big up to Stretford, Paddock, and especially to Jay Motti as well, man. Enough respect, man. Enough respect. Anyway, score prediction for tonight. I think Man United will go out there and give them some licks. And when I say licks, I think it's going to be like 3-4-0. And that's be a nice, comfortable result for us. We need it. I think this team last time, they liked to play a low block and play long balls over the top. They weren't good enough. I don't think their standard is that good. And they've just, the manager just resigned as well after they lost at the weekend. I think they're here to take their licks, and I think there's going to be a 3-4-0 result, which we need. It'd be refreshing to get these plays going, and I'm excited about the future at Man United. Come on, United, let's get behind the team again and get behind Stretford, Paddock as well. Big up all of you guys out there.
United vs Sheriff, 5-0, easy. I reckon Ronnie hat-trick, if Rashi starts to get a goal, and we'll give it to Garnacho, why not?
Easy now, guys. What's going on, man? It's your boy Stardust checking in for today's fan cam match day prediction. Is it even a fan cam anymore? I don't know. It's a match day prediction. That's what we're going to go with. So, tonight, Manchester United at home, under the lights at Old Trafford against Sheriff. Relatively poor team, if we're going to keep it 100% real. And I just feel like tonight, and we've had some wish-washy results in Europa League, but I feel like at the minute Ten Hag has really stumbled upon the correct energy, the culture that he's building around the club, some strong away performances at Chelsea. You know what I mean? We've had some great results. Spurs absolutely slapped them. And I just feel like tonight will be a night where it kind of comes together for us in the Europa finally. And I'm going to go for a clean sweep, a 3-0 past the pad. Ronaldo on the score sheet tonight. You know what I mean? He's been looking for that goal. And I feel like after the whole beef thing with Eric Ten Hag and him coming in and out of the squad, leaving the ground early. Straightforward result tonight for us at home, under the lights, Man United, Sheriff, 3-0 win, Ronaldo on the score sheet. And yeah, man, that 3 points in the bag that is most definitely needed in Europa now before we head into the final round of fixtures in a week or two's time. So yeah, man. Yo, big love to the Paddock as well, man. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff.
Hi, Solo here from the Man United Agenda, and I'm here to give you my score prediction for Sheriff versus Manchester United. I'd like to see a bit of squad rotation tonight for the team. Harry Maguire coming in, slotting in nicely with Victor Lindelof. I'd like to see Luke Shaw get a bit of rest and bringing back in Malicious. I also would like to see Ronaldo start today, prove some of these doubters wrong by getting a brace. And Iqbal, if Iqbal could get an opportunity to start as well, that would be absolutely amazing. Get some of these youngsters in as well. We need to win this game convincingly. So I'm going to go for Manchester United to win 5-0. Come on, you Reds. And make sure, guys, you're hitting that like, share and subscribe button for the Paddock. Thank you, guys.
Afternoon, guys. Manchester United versus Sheriff. Europa League final home game before the big decider against Sociedad, and we have to win this if we have any chance of topping a group and avoiding the Champions League dropouts, who also now include Juventus, Atletico Madrid and Ajax respectively. Oh, and Barcelona. No Barca style of play there for them. But we need 3 points tonight, and we need maximum goals, because the goal difference could be the difference. Because Sociedad say they've got an easy tie tonight as well. So Ronaldo's back. I expect changes. Lindelof in for Varane. De Gea. We still have to strengthen the squad, but we need to play a strong squad, rotation and all that as well. We need, if Martial's back, I hope he is, Rashford to be rested, because he's just shot shy. He gets into positions, but he's still not hitting the target, even though he's a little bit high on confidence, which is good for everybody. Ronaldo, the big debate. Let's just get on with it and play the fucking game, man. That's all we want to do. So I'm going for the 4-0 tonight, and we need these 3 points, lads. A lot of rumours about Maguire coming back as well. I think I don't know. I think it's just people. I don't think he'll play tonight. We need Eriksen back as well. We need a strong response after that really good positive result against Chelsea. Casemiro, when he stepped on a Lego brick and he's screaming.
Paddock match day, Notch here, and once again we collide with the limousine riding, jet flying, woo, wheeling dealing son of a gun called Europa Boom, boom.
And there must be something in the Pepsi Max Cherry that sees us once again facing tough evenings of new manager bounce, soon against Villa twice, and tonight against Sheriff Tiraspol. So will we go all out gunslinging for the 3 points? Not sure if the Hagster will chop and change too much for this one, but surely there'll be some changes and some hope for an appearance from Garnacho! And I predict him on the score sheet in a 3-1 win. Trust in Notchster.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the watch-along from Manchester United versus Sheriff at Old Trafford, the penultimate Europa League group stage game. I'm joined by Ronaldo Brown, who's checking himself out in the monitor there.
Sorry.
How are you looking?
I'm looking beautiful.
Everything going to plan?
Perfecto.
Visually?
Perfecto.
You excited for this game?
Excitamental.
Is that a word?
No.
Good stuff. Abdul, how are you?
I'm good.
How are you feeling ahead of this big match this?
Feeling great.
Yeah?
Garnacho starting.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Garnacho starting. That
Any
is.
thoughts on that?
This has been something that a lot of United fans have been calling for with some of the inconsistent form from the wingers. Garnacho showed a lot of promise in pre-season. Kind of ascended into stardom towards the end of last season for the youth teams as well. A young lad, a lot of talent. Atletico Madrid youth system. We've been calling for some youngsters to get some opportunities in the Europa League, and he's obviously the first one to get that. He has gone quite strong again, which I do understand from the standpoint of we lost against Real Sociedad, kind of put ourselves up against it.
Well,
We're not comfortable enough to kind of go into these games with weakened sides. So, yeah, I think play your best players, get some confidence, get some 3 points. You don't want to play one of the big guns in the next round, and I think Garnacho starting left wing might add a little bit of spark to an Old Trafford that might have been a little bit quiet playing FC Sheriff, but I think because there's a youngster playing, there might be a little bit of a lift.
Give him a bit of a boost. Rashford and Sancho both available, both on the bench, just rested or dropped, however you want to look at it. Are you surprised that Garnacho's starting? Did you think we would see that tonight?
yeah, I am actually, because it just feels like in this period we're just sort of, making sure we secure the win and making sure. Obviously, games have been quite tight, haven't they, recently? Like when we look at that Chelsea game, Newcastle game, I was at the Newcastle game. It's just the guys are warming up for the whole time. Doesn't really, get an opportunity. But I understand that with how tight the games are. But
Yeah.
when you look at, the lack of having Martial and not what happened with Ronaldo, I think I would have bought him on. I was in, yeah, I forgot he even exists. And you keep thinking, he's going to be fit and coming back into the team, which is annoying because he started the season brilliantly. But with not having Martial now, you just think, maybe Garnacho gets a minute or two, or at least a couple of minutes at the end of a game to try and make something happen. And especially when I looked at that Chelsea game, I thought actually Elanga did okay when he come off the bench. I thought
I did actually. I thought it was one of his better performances recently.
Yeah, and
Elanga, he actually looked dangerous, I thought, against Chelsea.
That's the thing with Elanga, though. Like, he's a serviceable squad player that you might come off the bench for a bit of pace, a bit of.
I would have bought him
Energy,
on
do you know what I mean?
as a 9, and I would have put Rashford out onto the left in that game. I would have bought him on the second half, because if you put Elanga just on the 2 centre-backs, to just press them and do what Rashford basically was doing, but then Rashford on the left just looks. There was one moment in the first half, I don't know if you remember it, in the Chelsea game, Rashford got the ball and then just beat one guy, and then he just looked it in it, he just looked right when he's on the left. I don't know how to explain it, but it just looks like he fits that spot perfectly. But obviously he had to play through the middle in that game, and I don't really rate Rashford as a pure number 9. I think as an inside forward off the left, I think he's fantastic, he's brilliant. But again, I think that's why I would have used Elanga. And I think Garnacho, again, another player that can play in that role.
Yeah.
Can also play, I think, as a centre forward. He's a good finisher. We've seen what he's done at academy level. The FA Youth Cup final last season, he looked brilliant. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I'm excited with that team today. One thing I want to highlight as well, Casemiro. It's like he's building. I think what Ten Hag's trying to do is making sure everyone's on the same wavelength in this midfield.
Yeah.
I feel like this game, in the back of my mind, I was thinking maybe McTominay gets a start here because you want to rest Casemiro. But I think it's about establishing that style of play now and establishing
That
the key
midfield three
members.
is now our like first choice and second choice midfield three in it.
Yeah,
we play that in the big
100%.
games, we play it in the small games, we play it in the Europa League and the Premier League. Like,
Finger don't get a
that
rest
is
though,
just
does
it.
it? Anthony.
Anthony don't get a rest.
Anthony's like Ten Hag.
Bruno don't get a rest. None of them get a rest.
But you know what's funny? They improved. Like a couple of weeks back, I was a bit disappointed with a couple of Delo's performances. I felt that he dropped off, but a lot of them you can see were down to like how tired he was. He's playing a lot of football. You could just tell that his energy had dropped. But over the last couple of games, I thought he was fantastic against Spurs. I thought he was great against Chelsea, especially in that Spurs game, Delo. But some of these players, I feel it's as if like when Pep took over at City, or you know when you look at even Conte. Mourinho at Chelsea, like they go in and they find their main guys throughout the team, and it's like everything's built about them. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. But I'm happy with the fact that we're building around that, and we've got through a tough period without any injuries. We've got this Europa League game, we see it out, and then hopefully, you know, throughout this game, we need to make sure that we're taking our chances, because had we taken our chances as we should have last game, who was it that we played? Was it Ammonia?
Yeah, Ammonia at home in the last game.
So yeah, if we'd taken our chances in that game, then you could have made those 3, 4, 5 subs in that game, couldn't you? So
speaking of chances, Ronaldo, here's one for you. Since he last scored, Marcus Rashford has had an XG of 3.5.
And scored 0.
Scored 0 goals with it. So at some point, like I know that you can say Marcus Rashford maybe isn't the best finisher in the world. He's not a top class this or top class that, but he's had multiple 20-goal seasons. So he's clearly not a bad finisher. He's not a below average finisher. And those are like...
I reckon he is a below average finisher.
Do you think?
You can get 20 plus goals in an odd season without being an amazingly good finisher. I think he is below
I
average.
think there's a difference between being an amazingly good finisher and being below average. Someone like Raheem Sterling, I think isn't a great finisher, but has got
Rashford's a weird
30
one.
goal seasons.
Rashford's a weird one that actually, so maybe I did kind of hyperbole a little bit. I think he has moments where he's very clinical. Like he's got a good right foot. He's got a lot of power in his strike. Sometimes he does find corners on 1v1s, but he does sometimes like he's not someone where when he goes in and goal you're like is a shoe in to score.
Can I just go through some of his recent games since he last scored, which was when he got 2 goals and 1 assist against Ammonia away. Since then he had 1 shot against Everton, 10 shots against Ammonia at home, then 2 shots, 4 shots, 3 shots. Like I said, an overall XG of 3.5. Like, if he's taken close to over 20 shots since his last goal, you would assume that he's going to get 1 goal in that. Yeah. I don't think what I'm trying to say is I don't think this run of him getting loads of chances and missing them all the time is going to carry on much longer, because even if you think he's slightly below average,
I think a lot of fans,
he's not that bad, is he?
Surely. I think a lot of fans will sort of always, and I do get it with Rashford because that's how it comes off a lot of the time, but they think that he never really has clinical patches. But I actually remember like there was a period where I think we played Sociedad away, and I remember like him slotting it in that the far corner, and then we played like Brighton, and I think it was Newcastle, and he didn't have many chances in those games, but he was like bagging those chances. But when I start worrying about Rashford is when it's a bit like last season where there's no confidence, he's not a threat to the defence, he's not really impacting the game for the rest of the team. I think the issue with him finishing is definitely an issue when he's playing as a centre forward. I think when he's playing as your wide man and you've got someone like Martial, you bring in a proper 9 and he's offering a bit more, and we know as well when it gets ticking with Luke Shaw, they really build something on that left-hand side, then it becomes fine. But for me, I think with Marcus, he just... Again, it's this patch, like in that Spurs game, he did miss. I think those misses were just so frustrating because the first one, that's his bag. Like he usually touches that, sets himself well and goes to the far corner. That's actually usually his sort of his trademark finish. And he's actually finished one past Lloris and a pass in that same style. But the other 2 finishes, it's frustrating. It's like Henry said, like the first left-footed one, I sort of get it. Then the second one where he just batters it at him, I think there you could just place it. Henry said it after the game, and it like sometimes you just need to place the ball rather than just hit it. So it is frustrating, but at the same time in that Tottenham game, he offered you something that I don't know if anyone else in the team could have, in terms of like he was really up in the Tottenham's defence's faces. Like he was just physical with them. He took on the challenge. Like when we talk about other players in the team, there's a couple, and when you look at the talent and intensity, and I always go back to Sancho with this. Like if Sancho had that about him, as in like go on, like I'll go into a body like challenge with you. It doesn't matter how big you are. Like I'll go in. Like I know Marcus is like a tall player. Like is quite tall and high, but he's not the most physical. Like when you look at him, you don't think, oh yeah, this guy's going to take on like a big.
I wouldn't say he's weak,
but he's not weak.
Yeah,
I get.
I mean, Rashford.
I don't think he's weak, but when you look at his build, you don't think there's someone who's going to bully like a big centre half. But I felt like in that game, Tottenham is like Romero isn't someone you just bully and smack around, but that whole Spurs back line got it off him, bro. Like he was really pressing them, winning the ball off them, and I think that is the minimum requirement, but finishing's got to come through with him, and that's why Man United is still going to have issues with the number 9. I think no matter what happens with Martial, with Ronaldo, ideally Martial, we ease him back in, make sure that he's fit this time, properly fit, and given the right time to recover, and get him ready to go. But I think once Martial comes back in, you need a different profile of striker.
Well, let's talk about strikers then, because obviously, like you said, Ronaldo, Anthony plays pretty much every week. Ronaldo, I think, basically can't buy a goal at the minute, and then Garnacho in there. Just talk about, not from, well, you can go into it as much detail as you want, but just as from a balance perspective, is that a front three that you think can be dangerous, can be successful? I know we're playing at Sheriff, it's not the sort of most highly acclaimed opposition, but even so, we've seen how much we've struggled to score so far this season. Do you like the look of that front three, sort of just from a stylistic perspective?
At the moment, Ronaldo's a very difficult player to analyse on what he actually is at the moment. Is he just an inbox kind of predator? Even I feel like he's lost a bit of sharpness.
An inbox predator, is that like DMs and that?
Yeah. In there.
In the
like
box, so it's something like in your inbox, like you're sending emails and being a predator.
It's open to interpretation.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, you did it on purpose.
Yeah, and Anthony, obviously we've seen that he's a very, very good technical footballer. He has moments. Game is a little bit. He's not quite a luxury player like a 40 would. I think he has occasional moments of showing hard work and grit, which I like about him. Anthony's got a bit of something in him that I wish Sancho had.
You're absolutely desperate to not say the common Twitter sentence at the moment, isn't it? I know what you want to say, but you don't want to say it because you don't want to be someone that says it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do people say about every footballer that tries hard? It's a little
Passion.
bit. No, it's an American phrase that's recently come over. Big in basketball. He's got
what does it start with? Oh, he's got the dog in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. I hate that phrase so much.
I love it.
I get it. I get what it means. I understand it. But how about instead of just using the same phrase that everyone else uses, let's come up with our own. So what's bigger than a dog? What can kill a dog? That's what I want to know. He's got that Minotaur in him. Give me some fucking mythical beast from ancient Greece. Fuck a dog. He's got forget dogs. Let's get something with that fucking Minotaur in it. Do you know what I mean? He's got that centaur in it.
Someone clip that.
Something that's got wings and the legs of a horse and can fire a bow and arrow at 45 miles an hour. Fuck a dog. Give me a Minotaur.
He's got that Komodo in him.
That's what I'm. You know what I mean? Fucking imagine a German Shepherd against a Komodo dragon. The dragon's taking it every day of the week. He's got that Komodo in him.
You know why? Because it's a Komodo dragon, a reptile.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Cold fucking blooded. That's what we need. He's got that Komodo in him. So yeah, there you go. That's what Lissandro Martinez has got in it. Just moving through that team then. Malacia. Where are you up to with Malacia? Because he came in as a sort of backup. Then Luke Shaw started the season like he ended last season, and we were like, right, we've got to get Malacia in this team immediately. And then Shaw is back on his best form again. Are you a fan of Malacia? Do you think he can work for Manchester United, or do you think he's always going to be a sort of just someone to put the pressure on Luke Shaw?
I think Malacia started the season very well. He looked really good defensively. He looked tenacious. He looked aggressive. He was doing a lot of things that we haven't seen from Shaw in the last 6 months or so. I think he tailed off where he had a couple of very, very dodgy games. I don't think we've seen enough of him going forward as well. And then Luke Shaw's done what he always seems to do, is when he's got a little bit of competition, he ups his game. So he's upped his game, and then he's actually been playing quite well, Luke Shaw. And he's developed a little decent partnership with whoever plays on the left, usually when it's Rashford. And I think that's why Malacia's seen himself kind of come out of the team. But I think competition breeds success, so I don't mind the fact that there's kind of a little bit of a competition going on there, and hopefully they bring the best out of each other. And hopefully today we see Malacia put in a strong performance because he knows that his place has been taken.
Just this PSV Arsenal game, which is on in the background, we're watching here, or we can see. Have you seen this I mean, has everyone got their bets on that Xhaka's going to get booked, by the way? Because apparently he's one booking away from a suspension. And if he gets booked in the next game, Arsenal already through. If he gets booked in the next game, he'll miss the first leg of the knockouts. Whereas if he gets booked this game, he can get rested in that last game.
Also, people think that he might get himself booked on purpose.
People think he might get himself booked on purpose. Now, Xhaka hasn't been booked yet, and it is the 81st minute. But if he does, and it looks like he could have avoided it, we'll let you know. But
he's been known for scandals as well.
There's today's
It's interesting because he was randomly just in a bus stop.
A bus stop?
Yeah. The 192.
Oh, it's a cracker.
Nah, do you know what is? He was in a bus stop with that Xavi Simons kid.
Was it?
Yeah, just then. And I feel like maybe he tried that on purpose to get booked.
Trying to get booked. He's got 9 minutes to get booked. If he does it, I'm going to get him done for match fixing or trading standards or whatever it is.
But he's had one of those
has been
issues
booked
before.
Has he? On BBC's website, they answered he has. Who's saying he has?
He just started a random. He just started a random fight with that Xavi Simons kid.
Was he just been booked now?
Yeah.
He did get booked, the cheeky bastard. I told you that happened. Is that legal?
Yeah.
Remember when Jose done it with like 3 or 4 Madrid players?
He's literally just got booked as we're speaking. Fucking knew it. Absolutely knew it. There you go. That was an absolute banker on the old betting app, that one.
Now, what usually happens with Karma is he's going to play in the first leg of the knockout stages and give a penalty away or something.
Yeah, exactly. Looking rusty.
Yeah.
See, do you know what I mean? I told you. Xhaka was trying to get booked. He has been booked. James Stewart. Anthony's got that unicorn in him. That's what I'm talking about. None of this dog. Abhishek Darwan says, hello from India. What has gone... What?
Swaffling.
I don't know, actually. I'll Google that.
That's a very mad word, that.
Abhishek says, hello from India. What does Garnacho actually bring to the team today? Love the channel. Abdul, what do you think he brings?
I think he's someone who's just a willing runner in behind defences, someone who's willing to run at defences, who can go both ways. I feel like it's someone that can make a difference in the team, Garnacho.
Yeah.
When you look at the profile of player he is, a cleaner forward, I'd say, in terms of striking the ball than someone like Elanga, but then he can also bring that intensity. So, you know, I just want to see how he do on a bigger game and a bigger occasion. We've seen what he could do at academy level and so on and so forth. So it's a big night for him today. And especially the fact that Ten Hag's not really given many opportunities. Not that we've really had the time or, you know, the opportunity to really give those opportunities in the team. And the fact that Garnacho's come in must mean something. He must be doing the business in training as well. So, yeah, I'm happy to see
I'm
what he can do
slightly surprised
today.
that he's brought him in over Elanga. Or, you know, either one of Sancho or Rashford, though maybe they'll both be playing against West Ham. But you'd think Elanga, who came on against Chelsea, looked decent, would be higher up the pecking order for a start than someone that has played, 12 minutes earlier in the season?
Maybe Garnacho's been doing bits in training.
But then why didn't he bring him on against Chelsea? Because not got the experience that Elanga's got.
Could be about more the defensive aspect of the game. I don't know how Garnacho would be defensively.
Maybe Ten Hag is just the man of the people. He knows what the people want.
People want Garnacho to start for Man United, don't they?
Yeah.
Let's just have a little look at this Europa League group then, because at the moment United are in a pretty precarious situation where if we don't win this game, essentially it's guaranteed that we will be playing in that knockout tie playoff thing, whatever you want to call it, against a fallen Champions League team. Now we saw yesterday. Here's the group as you can see there. Sociedad won all the games. United won 3, lost the game to Sociedad, and I think Sheriff and Ammonia in terms of qualifying we don't really need to worry about.
At least they've got Connect 4 though.
But we have got a little bit of Connect 4 going on here. How important is it that we don't play that Europa League qualifier Champions League dropout round? Because it's an extra 2 games, which is going to be almost impossible to fit into an already impossible schedule.
I wouldn't mind if it's Barcelona.
Would you take that? Or Atletico Madrid looking likely as well, after they got knocked out last night.
I want to play Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want
just because it's Barca, or
just because of the storyline and the fact that we can smash them.
Yeah.
And I think we'd beat them. And it's a big game. It's a good game, and I think that would have their number. And I think we deserve to get one over on Barcelona wherever we can, just for obviously the way that they dealt with the Frankie de Jong situation, but obviously the misery that they've caused us in 2 Champions League finals as well.
There's been a bit more misery than that as well, haven't they? I think they've knocked us out. They knocked us certainly out in 2019, was it? 2018? Jose's last season.
Was it the one where
Ollie.
Paul scored screamer?
No, that was 2008. But I'm talking about when they knocked us out the other year. Do you not remember when...
Ollie.
Was it Ollie?
Yeah, it was after we knocked PSG out.
Oh, of course, yeah. After the PSG game, we played Barca and got basically battered, didn't we? But yeah, we've not beaten Barcelona in a long time, it feels like. But what do you make of that whole Champions League dropout, next round group stage
So
bullshit?
I don't get how it works. So basically, if you finish top, you skip that round of 32 and you don't face...
Well, they don't call it the round of
still
32, you see. They just call it the knockout round. So technically, you get a bye. You miss a round. But they don't call it that for whatever reason because they don't want us to say that. They call it the knockout round. Even though really, if you win the group, you get a bye. You skip straight to the last 16, I think. And if you finish second, you face a team that have fallen out of the Champions League, which could be genuinely an incredibly difficult game. Even if you're getting someone like Benfica, you're still having a tough match there, aren't you? It's not an easy game.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now, I think the thing is, you would want a test in the Europa League at one point, but I think having it in that first knockout round will be quite frustrating.
Let me just go through some of the some of the third place teams in the Champions League as it stands. So here are the teams that are looking likely to drop out. Napoli and Liverpool are through. Ajax being that third place team. The next one is Atletico Madrid, who are now, it could be Bayer Leverkusen or Atletico Madrid, but again, you'd assume Atletico. Barcelona. So it's Ajax, Atletico, Barcelona. This one's tricky. Frankfurt. It could be Frankfurt, Tottenham, or Sporting.
Frankfurt won the Europa League last season, didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
They won it last
the Europa
season.
League champions.
Yeah, or Marseille. Or none of those teams have. I think Tottenham might have qualified.
It's a very
now, actually,
tight.
because I think Sporting and Eintracht Frankfurt have to play each other.
From what I've seen at Sporting against Tottenham yesterday, they look like that'd be a difficult game.
Exactly. So we might get Sporting, we might get Eintracht Frankfurt, or we might get Marseille.
I don't think you are going to get an easy game from a third place Champions League team in a group anyway.
No, and it's probably going to be RB Salzburg or AC Milan, which again would be
Salzburg
unbelievable.
Would be Sesko, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then you're looking at most likely Shakhtar, most likely Sevilla, and most likely Juventus. Like, that is unbelievable, isn't it? If you're in that round, you're playing probably Juventus, Sevilla, Shakhtar, RB Salzburg or AC Milan, Frankfurt, Marseille or Sporting, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid and Ajax. They're your picks. That is really fucking difficult, isn't it?
So what you're basically saying is that when these teams drop out, the Europa League is going to be better than the Champions League?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So it's a competition to be in.
In 22 years, that only one Spanish team have qualified from the group stage of the Champions League. Every other year, back to 2000, at least two Spanish teams have qualified.
Whose fault do you reckon that is? De Jong.
I blame De Jong. Get him sold.
Yeah.
Get him sold to Man United immediately. We've got a few. We've got a super chat. So James Stewart says Barca need to play for Young's. Need to pay, for Young's Cruyff turn. Yeah, they made him look a fool last time, but this time we'll get him back for that. Which
are those teams that you mentioned? Would you prefer to play, or would you like to see us play?
I'm the sort of person that wants us to get the easiest games possible. I'd like us to win the Europa League, never playing a team that finished higher than fucking 8th in their league this season. Don't I mean it? But of those options, I would just take give me Dinamo Zagreb or something. I want the easiest game possible. I'm not of the mind of let's play Barca because it'll be a good game. I want to get to a final.
But then I have that feeling of if you play a really good team, there's an added excitement of the fixture, but there's even more of a joy when you beat them.
Yeah.
And then you're not as disappointed if you lose. You are disappointed, but losing to Dinamo Zagreb somehow and losing to Juventus is different.
It is different, but wouldn't you rather play the team you're less likely to lose to?
Depends at what stage in the tournament.
What boring life you live, Joe. I was trying to quote the come die with me, but I just forgot it straight away.
What a sad little life, Jane. That's what you're looking for. We've got a quote here from Ten Hag on Cristiano Ronaldo. He said, it's not difficult, but I think we said everything and we answered all the questions. He was out for one game and is back in the squad as usual. You don't have to ask more questions because we will not answer anymore. So all the questions, I think, are everything we explained and we have to focus on the game tomorrow. That was from the press conference yesterday. How do you think he's handled that Ronaldo situation, Abdul? Dropping him one game only, you're back in the squad, and he's starting as well. It's not just like a courtesy, come back and train, but really, I hate you. He's literally starting in the next possible game after that suspension. Do you like that?
Yeah, I believe Ten Hag's done the right thing, just as he's done sort of with the Maguire situation. I think when you look at the way Ten Hag as a coach so far has sort of dealt with these situations, it's been quite smooth. I think it's not had a knock-on effect on the team, the rest of the team, which seems to happen a lot of the time at Man United. When looking at past with Paul Pogba and so on and so forth, you feel like with Mourinho, it's like he was such an important player, Pogba, at moments, but then he'd just take him out the team for whatever would happen off the pitch or things like that. Then he doesn't fit the system. Then he'd come back in. Same thing with Oli, with other players. And I think Oli did a bit better compared to previous managers. But Ten Hag, he's had to deal with big egos. And when I say it's not in a bad way to say like Ronaldo, he's got a big ego, ever, because rightly so. I mean, he's one of the greatest players to ever
and also
touch
that
the planet.
ego is one of the things that made him as good as he is.
Yeah,
rather
exactly.
than coming because he was good.
100%.
Yeah.
And the other factor is spending £80 million on a centre back with all the controversy and all the stuff that's gone on with Harry Maguire, and then giving him his fair chance at the start of the season, but then taking him out and making sure captain of the team out of the team, but then captaincy's moved on to Bruno for the time being. Maguire's out the team and Varane stepped in, and things have gone very well for Man United. So his shots that he's called have gone well. I felt in that Chelsea game, would we have played better with Ronaldo in terms of the way we want to play, in the terms of the way Ten Hag wants to play? I don't think so. And I like Ronaldo, and I want Ronaldo to, have amazing moments at Man United before he leaves. But, as an honest fan, if I'm watching that, again, people say, well, if he had the Rashford chance against Chelsea, well, if he had the Rashford chance against Newcastle, well, why didn't he have those chances against Newcastle? Why was he coming out outside the box to have a 1-2 rather than being in those areas where we know that he'll score, where we know that he'll make the difference? Then again, Ammonia a couple of weeks ago, sitter after sitter, Rashford and Anthony stupidly trying to lay him off for chances as well, in moments where they could have just shot.
It's not like he's put every chance he's had in the back of the net, is it?
It's exactly that. Yeah. And a lot of the time, I get, again, Rashford has to take blame for opportunities that he's not taken. But as the team, for what works for the team, even Martial, when we look at that Everton game before Martial come on, I know Ronaldo in that Everton game did very well, exploited the space, got in behind, knocked the ball down to Rashford as well for the ruled out goal. That was a good performance. But when you look at Martial in that game, laying off Anthony perfectly, he almost facilitates the wingers to get into those goal scoring positions, whether it's Anthony or whether it's Rashford. We've seen them two, especially them two in the last 3-4 years, do it on many occasions. But unfortunately with injuries and different environments and managers changing, we've not managed to see a lot of that with Rashford and Martial. But again, Martial offers you a lot more there, and in the current state with Martial being injured, Rashford does as well in terms of what works for the team. So I understand what Ten Hag's done, and I'm happy the fact that he's come straight back into the team. It's a good opportunity. So it's a Europa League game, probably gets plenty of chances, hopefully gets on a score sheet, and I think so far the team is looking happy. He's got a couple mates in the team. He's got Casemiro, got Varane. But I think those guys, the best thing about those guys is they're professionals. I'd say those guys, they've won Champions League after Champions League because they've been in those top environments where you've got to do it at that level. And I feel it's not had the knock-on effect, whereas in the past you'd think, oh, he's my best mate, I've got to back him, and then you start hearing about cracks in the squad and the manager against the players, things like that. Whereas now you got Ronaldo with what's happened with him, and you look at guys like Garnacho that idolise him, Sancho and so on and so forth. But it doesn't matter. Everyone's about doing a professional job. I think Ten Hag's handled it brilliantly. Tactically on the pitch has been fantastic, and he's showing his management off the pitch as well, which is just as important in the modern game.
Arsenal have just lost 2-0 to PSV. Thoughts? Do you care?
Fuck Arsenal. It's always
I love how much you hate Arsenal.
Always my thoughts.
Yeah.
Arse. That's what they are. We're seeing the beginning of their little bit of diminishing. Don't worry. They were dodgy against Leeds and fluked that win. They dropped points against Southampton and they've lost tonight. They've had their little honeymoon period to start the season. They're not going to sustain it. And I can't wait to see their turmoil. Cunts.
How bad do you think it'll be? Do you think they'll drop off, Abdul?
What's interesting about the game that I just kept an eye on it is just the fact that my mic's dropping.
That's the Ronaldo thing. Ronaldo scored. He probably would have.
He would have definitely scored that. Well, yeah, we were just watching the Rashford chance there that he should have scored. But looking at the Arsenal game, they look so sloppy on the ball, and it was like Gabriel, Saliba. Yeah. Arsenal fans on Twitter, like weirdly, I obviously missed most of that game, but they were saying that Saliba's had a dodgy last couple of games, and again he's looked impressive. But then some of these guys are young players, and as good as Arsenal have been in patches, I don't think that they're finished or they're ready, like article now. They don't think they're the team that are going to absolutely fight tooth and nail until the end to win the Premier League. I think they have the potential to, but there's a lot of adjustments to still make to this team. I rate parts of what Arteta's done, but I still feel, again, with the Europa League, what we're seeing today, the Leeds game, Ronaldo mentioned as well. And I heard him and Adam talk about earlier, and it's interesting, like, you start seeing, like, in the second half, they almost become sluggish. And I've said this before about Arsenal. Weirdly, in the first game of the season, I remember tweeting about this and being like, Arsenal look brilliant on the ball, but there's still this part of the game. There's always a patch where they get, when the opposition have got the ball, they just look like they're giving up a lot of chances.
We talk about that second half thing in the Athletic. Today, there's been an article talking about Arsenal's sort of second half problem, or whether
it's just down to the fact that they don't have. That people have said from the start that they don't have the depth. They've got a decent 11 that's doing well and got continuity and chemistry, and they're just forking out the same team 2 times a week, week in, week out, no rotation, and they're burning out.
Yeah,
and we're starting to see the effects now.
Do you like Gabriel Jesus?
I like him.
Yeah.
As I said earlier, Gabriel Jesus was a striker last season for a team that said they had no striker.
He was in that squad, being called a team with no striker.
Yeah.
How insulting can you? How insulted can you be? Yeah, it is. It is true, because City literally would rather play with no striker than with him. So obviously he can still be a decent player. What did he get last season? 13 goals, 12 assists, which is not bad. Pretty good return, but you're playing for the best team in the country. So far this season, 5 goals, 5 assists in 14 games. Not bad. Decent return. But now he's leading the line, playing every game he's available for.
Yeah.
And the numbers are about the same as they were last year.
He's just typical Arsenal. They gassed him up. Said it was like the sign of the season. And he started well, but I think he's gone like quite a few games without scoring now.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit at the minute, Jesus, which is great to see. Great to see.
Do you think we'll catch Arsenal? I think we can.
I think these next 3 games are massive, because we've probably played our best football.
How much points are Ali?
I'll have a look now.
8, is it?
Yeah, it's not that. But that's not that much.
We've got a game in hand, right?
No, 8 points behind, no games in hand. So that is a decent chunk.
It is a decent chunk, and I think the thing is with Arsenal, like, again, I said, one advantage that they have is they've worked with a coach now for a couple of years. Most of the players are drilled into a certain part of the game, and they know what they're doing. But again, the disadvantage for them is that squad. Like, that squad isn't really ready, I'd say, to go all the way in the end in the title race. I don't think they have. I hate always using the term personalities, or like, having that leader in the team and so on and so forth. But I don't know, like, I feel like throughout that team, I don't think there's enough leadership, and I don't think they have the squad depth to go all the way through, and the experience. What's interesting with Man United, though, the last 3 games have probably been the best we've played football-wise, I would say. I think that Newcastle game, if you chuck the Everton game in there as well, that Newcastle game, we're unfortunate not to get the win, but we managed the game very well. And they've only lost 1 game, right, this season?
Arsenal, yeah.
Newcastle.
Oh, Newcastle, I think they've lost 1 game as well.
To Anfield away with that dodgy Isak goal getting ruled out as well. So they're no easy team, and Man United could have easily picked up a win there. Tottenham game, again, against a top opposition. Kane and Son didn't have a sniff. How many times in the big games do we see Harry Kane and Son consistently get chances? Man United, I think, shut them off very, very well. Alessandro Martinez, Varane did a brilliant job.
When you think that their whole team and their whole game is based around counter-attacking, there was never really any moments where I thought, when they got the ball, played a couple of 1-2s and got out the space, got out the press and were running into space, you thought, oh shit, this is what.
We didn't give them a chance to.
Didn't do it at all.
And we didn't give them a chance to, because we closed those spaces very well, and that's why it was. outside of Man United, like as a football fan watching that, and I said this at the time, it was an impressive footballing performance. Like Manchester United squeezed up the pitch very well. They played in their half. They suffocated Tottenham. They could have had 4 or 5 on the night, if we're honest, if we're looking at Rashford's chances, and a couple of others. Bruno, if he just makes that run a little bit earlier, and that goal got ruled out in the end. So Man United were very impressive on the night, and I've not seen many teams have that sort of game against an organised Conte side that's been well drilled over the last year. I know they still look dodgy at times, but overall in the big games you really notice that they're at that level. And yeah, the last point was that Chelsea game again.
First half,
when do we ever go to Stamford Bridge? Yeah, first half. I think the second half we did fade a bit, but like Ronaldo said, the first half, it's that level of control. In their half, Varane sort of popping it with his left foot as well now, starting to become a bit more comfortable, become a bit more of himself, and knowing, where Casemiro drops and things like that. We're seeing like a sequence, I don't know if you guys remember it, where it went like Varane, Casemiro, Varane, like Eriksen, and we broke through in the first half, and you start seeing that level of footballer from all of these guys. Like, these are top tier footballers, and you just want to surround the team with that. So Man United are in a very, very good place. These next 3 games are massive. There is no excuses. No excuses at all. The next 3 games should be wins, and they should be convincing wins. And tonight has to be another game where we pick up a win as well.
Yeah, definitely. I just love Casemiro.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't. I mean, not that I wasn't sure about him,
on the
but
wall.
he had a couple of
Got pictures on the wall.
not pictures on the wall, but pictures in my wallet. They're like a little printed off one that people have of like their wife and kids normally. You open my wallet, there's just a little Casemiro in there.
Is he nude?
In a locket as well around my neck.
Why would you want him to be nude, Ronaldo?
I was asking Joe.
All right.
He's holding a couple of balls, but the footballs. Do you know what I mean? It's not nude. To answer your question. But the first few games, I thought he had some dodgy minutes, some dodgy performances, a little bit where he's giving the ball away against Everton. I thought he looked a little bit shaky. But he just does stuff that none of the other two can do.
It's weird,
unbelievable.
Man. Do you not think it's weird how, like... Because when he first started playing, the first few games, he looked so, like, robotic and a bit, like, stiff, and everything seemed to be happening too quick around him.
Yeah.
And now he almost looks unrecognisable to that point. I started to get a little bit concerned. A lot of people were clever enough to just say, he just needs time.
Just chill.
Do you know what I mean? I started to wonder, is he just here for, like, as a bit of a retirement tour on big money? But past few games, he's looked every bit of the player that we knew he was at Real Madrid. But it's crazy at the start, he didn't look like that. So there sometimes has to be a little bit of a settling in period.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Premier League's very different from the La Liga. I think he didn't have the match sharpness as well, but he's added like a bit of a steel that United have not had. I think this is one of the first windows where United haven't just signed good players, but they've signed good characters. Like Martinez, Casemiro, and even Anthony's got a bit of it. They've brought a little bit of an edge and a grit to the team. Do you know what I mean? And I even saw bits of that from Malacia. Literally every one of the signings that United have had this summer, obviously Eriksen's brought a level of class that we didn't have, but all the others have been good characters.
Yeah.
Anthony, Martinez, Casemiro, even Malacia. They've got this tenacity and hunger about him. And obviously Casemiro's played for Real Madrid, so it's a little bit different, but Anthony, Martinez and Malacia especially, they're 3 players that have played like and looked like they want to play for the club. Do you know what I mean? I think in recent years we've actually had a lot of players that haven't really looked like they actually wanted to play, like Beer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's amazing what difference it can be if you've got players that have just bought in and just have a little bit of pride for playing for what is a big club.
The thing with Casemiro as well is just statistically, like, I think on average, it's anywhere sort of 3 and above tackles per game puts you right up in the sort of elite in the Premier League in terms of how many tackles you're getting per game. Right. Since he started playing for Manchester United sort of week in, week out, from the Everton game to now, his tackles per game has been 4, 4, 7 against Newcastle, which is mad. 4, 4. He's just absolute consistency. Interceptions, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Blocks, 3, 1, 3. None against Tottenham and then 1 against Chelsea. He didn't need to block anything against Tottenham, though, because they didn't have any shots. But getting 7 tackles in a game against Newcastle is genuinely phenomenal. And his passes per game as well are much higher than much higher than sort of McTominay or Fred's averages. Again, he's hitting an average of around 50 or so since he came in. It's just, you know, much higher than the people that he's replacing.
This is
it's
why.
not just a mentality thing. It's physically it's much
true,
better.
Exactly, but this is why you've got to listen to, especially when you're on social media, you're on Twitter or whatever, you need to listen to, like, the fans of clubs that you're buying players from.
Yeah.
I sometimes have a little look for it. So, like, say you sign a player from Ajax, you have a look to see what Ajax fans are saying about him, because they've watched him week in, week
they
out.
know who he actually is.
All Ajax fans was basically saying that from the start, United, you were getting some player in Martinez, and we got player of the season from last year as well. And he looks like he's on track to be player of the season for United as well.
Yeah.
He might generally go back to back player of the season for like 2 different clubs, and that will definitely elevate him into the status of being world class. I think he probably does look like he's putting himself there as like a world class centre half.
Yeah, I think he's probably been the best centre back in the league this season, or certainly there's no one better.
People have said
Saliba
because he's
playing for a team.
But then when you actually looking at what fans are saying, Arsenal fans, like we mentioned earlier, are a bit concerned now with those last couple of games. But again, he's got a couple more.
Botman gets a shout as well.
Botman's been class. I think the thing is, I'll be honest. Like, I think with Lisandro Martinez last season, whenever, and I think I mentioned this on the channel before, whenever I went back to watch like Ajax when we'd hired Ten Hag, I thought, why are we going for Timber if we're looking for a centre half? Because supposedly we're bringing him in as a centre half to partner Maguire, potentially playing at right back as well. But every time I've been watching these Ajax games, I'm just thinking, who's this Martinez guy? Like, we've not even seen the full thing. That's the thing with Martinez. I think the fact that we've not, and I understand the last couple of games, De Gea has actually looked good. I think we've now found a way to adjust to maybe shorter passing and patterns where we can play out a bit more comfortable for De Gea and the rest of the team. But I think if he has a proper ball playing keeper, you can almost pick it up in a better position to find a longer pass, because that long range passing, we've seen his passing between the lines, which is fantastic. It's brilliant, and it's almost like a top midfielder level stuff in it, and coming from a centre half. But a lot of what I was seeing at Ajax is those pings over the top into the quick forwards, and then just hitting the spaces, which obviously the likes of Rashford and Antony can really feed off, and even Martial and Sancho. But I think there's a lot more that we can even see from Martinez, which just says a lot about him as a player. He's absolutely world class. For me, he's already competing amongst the best centre backs in Europe this season from the performances we've seen.
I've watched a little bit of Timber recently. I've seen him in Champions League games because he's in the same group.
Looks shaky, innit?
He's nowhere near as good as Martinez, and that is actually crazy because he was the main target for us. I'm not saying Tim's a bad player. I do see some.
I don't think he's
I do
bad.
see some really good qualities in Timber. Good technical football. He steps out very well. He's like very UCL, like he drives with it. But he's not. I've watched him like about 2-3 times in the Champions League this season, and he's nowhere near Martinez. And it's actually quite scary that United are willing to pay more for Timber than they would have got for Martinez.
With that deal, funnily enough,
I think we only signed Martinez because we signed Ten Hag. Because Ten Hag became manager, and he said, "No, tell you what, Martinez is quality. We should sign him."
Yeah.
United didn't scout.
We would have never signed him.
United didn't scout Martinez.
I don't
by
think
the way,
we would have signed. Casemiro might have signed. We wouldn't have signed Malacia, obviously.
Yeah.
I think Eriksen probably wouldn't have signed either, to be honest. Unless if we did try and get him, it would have been more last minute, like, oh shit, we didn't get whoever we wanted.
And we probably wouldn't have even used him properly. There's so many of these players that we would have signed that we just wouldn't have known what we would have done with. And funnily enough, now you mentioned the fact that 2 signings for me this summer that didn't happen. Now, we don't know how true it is, how close we were, or if we were really going for Nunez. It did look serious at one point, but missing out on Nunez, and Timber, in a way worked out better for Man United because we've got players that we really needed. We needed Casemiro more than we needed a forward. If the funds had gone on Nunez, we'd have missed out on that. We needed a profile, not to say Timber's a bad player, I do agree with Ronaldo, like there's something there with him. We need more of the profile of a Martinez who can play through the lines, who's aggressive, who can a left-footed centre-half again. And I get not wanting to over-analyse the whole factor of being left-footed and being a centre-half, but giving you different angles to find a pass on the pitch. I think Man United have got quite lucky with that.
Can be sort of comfortable playing a switch across their body with their strong foot. because most footballers, especially players who aren't midfielders or dedicated passers, find it easier to switch it across their body than they do opening their body up and playing it out to the wings.
And it there's always a delay, isn't there? If you're a right footer there, and even if you've got a decent left foot for a switch, if you're going to hit a big pass that you can see, you're going to want to switch that onto your right foot.
Yeah.
That at the top level, at the Premier League level, that little 3, 4, 5 second delay, the runner's not going to get the ball. Yeah. And on top of that, you're going to get closed down. You have to look for a different pass now. So it's definitely made a difference. And I've been so impressed, and hopefully he stays fit throughout the season and throughout this World Cup period, because he's for me, he's one of the first time I think we've signed a player in a while where I've just gone probably since that period that Bruno had, I think. Because when Bruno had first come in and he felt like you really needed that push, that the club really needed that. Yeah. And I know Bruno frustrates fans at times and stuff like that, but I think what he'd given Man United in that period, I've sort of got that feeling now with Martinez where he's just giving you that. And luckily enough for Man United, it's more than just Martinez, because Casemiro's come in. Yeah. The last 2-3 games, it's the same thing. I'm absolutely loving this. Honestly, I'm happy as a Man United fan. It's just these next 4 games I really, really want to go into the World Cup with some wins and no injuries, hopefully, as well.
Yeah, it's been, for me, the most sort of optimistic I've been as a United fan in many years, because it actually feels like we've got a style of play that is modern and that is sort of on the kind of cutting edge of what teams are doing. We can compete against other teams with good managers, as we've seen against Arsenal, against Liverpool, against Tottenham. These aren't, I know Arsenal's manager isn't particularly well proven, but he's a manager that's winning plenty of games at the moment. Liverpool with Klopp obviously is, and Conte's won the Premier League the last season he was here. So I just think that to be able to play in this style with young players that aren't particularly well proven either, a lot of these players for United, if you go through that team, most of them haven't won many trophies. It's only really Casemiro and Ronaldo that have won anything in this sort of starting 11. So it is very nice to see we can do it with players that are young, unproven, with a manager that so far is unproven in the Premier League. But it feels like we're actually doing it the right way, and that this could be sustainable for a long time, rather than, if I was a Tottenham fan now, I'd be thinking, shit, this might fall apart at any moment. And when it does, he's not going to leave a team that has a style that can move forward. They're kind of trapped in this Conte system until it falls apart, which who knows when that'll be.
I'm looking at the Sheriff team in the tunnel.
What do you think of that kit?
I think it looks like a PE kit.
Yeah.
Do you not think?
It's got no sponsor on it. It is the yellowest colour I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's a PE kit, or the kits that the unwashed kits that they give you for free if you ask to borrow them at Power League or at Five-a-Side.
Yeah. Oh shit! I've left my fucking kit at work, and they're like, right, yeah, grab one of the yellow ones.
Oh, can we borrow some kit, please? We want to play like a 7-a-side, but we don't want bibs.
Can we borrow some kit, please?
And he chuck you those.
Yeah. Sheriff, obviously, a Moldovan professional football club based in Tiraspol. Your thoughts?
Tiraspol.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts? I'm sure it's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Moldova?
Nope.
Are you up for it? Would you go there? Are you a man that's particularly well travelled? Do you like getting around?
No, I go where I'm wanted.
You go where you're wanted? That makes it sound like you're a sort of mercenary, like in some sort of militia, taking guns to countries and stuff.
Don't know about Moldova. It's a bit booky.
I'd go to Moldova, I think. I'd go anywhere, really.
I think...
I don't want to go anywhere that's particularly dangerous just because
I think Sheriff are based in a really kind of mafia-ish region, apparently.
I'm not sure if we can legally say that, but...
allegedly?
Yeah, based on their Wikipedia page, there does seem to be some controversy around the way that that part of the country
so like Napoli.
Is understood by the rest of the country. I don't know how else to phrase that, because I don't know enough about the political situation to make a stance. I don't know if it's like Napoli. No, probably not.
So what you think?
Moldova, I hardly know her. That's according to Matt Works there, which is very nice. It is a bit of a PE kit. Abdul, are we going to lose to a team in a PE kit?
Oh my days, I've just seen that shit. That looks like them school kits, innit?
That's
Like,
what we just said. Because it's a V-neck as well, it makes it even worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
that looks like Loretto High's away kit, the yellow one.
That's slightly worrying.
Like you're playing sevens, shot this one.
And it's not even that they ain't got a sponsor. It's not even like a taking the piss because they ain't got a sponsor. It's that it's everything is one colour. Their badge is yellow. The Adidas logo is yellow. It's all just yellow. Just one.
Some of the
number.
comments there are killing me. Like,
I've gone to a local print
lost
shop,
property
innit?
FC.
Yeah, it is a bit lost property FC, isn't it? Yeah. Right, we've got 2 minutes till kick off.
Anthony's
Give us
here.
your score predictions. Give us your score and scorer. What's the score going to be? Who's going to score? Anthony is absolutely whipped creamed it
Okay, no,
up top.
Anthony looking like Amber Rose.
Yeah. But sort of slightly less thick. Abdul, what are you saying?
You know how
Score
clever he is.
prediction.
Oh my days. You know, after seeing Anthony's hair, I reckon an extra 3-4 goals.
What's he scoring? Scoring them all, or just absolutely?
No, he's at
popping
least
assists?
getting a couple of assists and a goal.
2
I
or
think
3 assists.
6-0 Man United.
Yeah, 6-0 Man United.
2 Anthony.
2 Anthony.
1 Ronaldo.
Yeah, assisted by.
No, it's going to be a penalty with a dodgy handball,
Ronaldo.
and he's going to do a suey in the corner,
Yeah, Papa Sue.
and then Garnacho,
Yep,
and then
that's 4.
that's 4. Casemiro
Yeah,
again, and Lisandro Martinez for the vibes.
love that. Ronaldo score prediction and scorers.
6-0. Come on.
4-0.
Yep.
4-0 United. Garnacho with all 4.
I think 5-0 United. I think Ronaldo will get a hat trick. I think these are the sorts of nights. I know that Sheriff.
Do you reckon
at
he'll
home in
suit
the
all
Europa
3 of
League-
them?
Yeah, definitely. I know Sheriff at home in the Europa League isn't like overhead kicks in Champions League semi-finals. I get that, but in terms of the sort of thing Ronaldo does when he's with his back against the wall or people are doubting him or whatever, he's at a situation now where a hat-trick against Sheriff would be a big statement in his career because it looks like he could be on the way out of like the top teams. And I think he'll just.
I know it's also a bit of a
smack
shot.
him.
What Thingy scored a brace this week in the Champions League.
Haaland.
Messi.
Messi.
So Messi's now 11 goals behind him all time. And people are
Messi's
wondering.
playing for PSG as well.
People wonder if Messi could catch him because there's actually doubts that Ronaldo will ever play for a Champions League club again. And
I think but let's be honest, he's getting a game for a Salzburg, a Fenerbahce, a fucking Sporting Lisbon. Do you know what I mean? He's getting a game for a
do you
Champions
think
League
Messi's
club.
got a chance to catch him now?
I do think
11.
he's got a chance to catch
Do you
him.
know what's a funny one? I think Lewandowski's got a very outside chance. People are underrated.
How far off is it?
He's not even got 100 yet.
No,
He's
but
like got
his
91.
rate, his goal scoring rate right now is insane.
He's got 90. He's got 90.
He's got 5, and
Kicked
Barca
off.
have been knocked out. So like again, actually that might affect him. The fact that he's not in the Champions League this season.
Yeah.
But how old's Lewandowski? He's 33.
33.
If he doesn't-
Andy Rock says 4-0
Yeah, you
Garnacho,
might be
Ronaldo
right.
and Eriksen 2. BMK says 2-1. I want Garnacho to do well.
Low block FC.
Ivan Mbappe Bouanga says United 3-0. And can we get a bit of sound, please, on the footage? There's a little
Yes.
bit of blue on the table.
Hasn't
if you mind.
Mbappe already got over 50
Valencia.
Champions League goals?
You what?
Nah, he's got 39. No, I know this, but you're asking all the right questions. I was actually looking at the all-time thing yesterday because of the Messi thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mad though, 39 already. And then Haaland, I don't know how much he's got. Is Ronaldo.
Ronaldo cutting inside with one of the widest step overs I've ever seen there. The
He
ball,
could have just played Anthony in.
it wasn't even a step over, it was a step away.
He could have literally just played Anthony in. I don't know.
I really hope we're clinical tonight, man.
Yeah, if you're looking at the Champions League goal scoring stats, bring those up. Number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo, as we said.
Do you think he catches him? I think there's a good
He's on
chance.
140 goals in 183 appearances, which is sensational. Messi 129 in 160. I don't think he will catch him,
11.
but he has to get 11 more than Ronaldo.
But what if he gets like another Maccabi Haifa in the groups next year?
Then he gets a 5-goaler.
And then say he gets like a few more in the knockouts. He could get 7-8 in the knockouts because it's Messi.
But
I mean,
Messi don't
come
get 7 8 in the knockouts. That's always been his problem, hasn't it?
Maybe it
He
changes
gets loads in
now.
the group stages and none in the knockouts.
Changes now though.
Well, not none in the knockouts.
I remember him
but
scoring a couple against us in finals.
yeah, I'm not saying it's none.
Yeah.
But in the last few years,
trajectory, wasn't it? It was Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo
turning it
scored.
on.
Ronaldo scored a lot more.
semi-final
like
goals
semi-final,
and shit,
final goals or whatever.
Yeah, that was always the knock.
Like big games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Ronaldo.
proper camped out, you know. Fucking
I
hell.
still think Raul could do it.
I really want to
The
early.
Great Wall of Moldova.
I know. You know, you can't miss it either. That you can see that kit from space. It's an absolute eyesore.
Do
That.
you reckon if you get laser eye surgery?
Yeah, I think you could. Yeah. It's literally. I think it's got light bulbs in it. It looks like it's giving off light, not just reflecting light. It's the brightest kit I've ever seen.
You know. I don't think they were this defensive.
Garnacho driving
Should've
at
just
people, which
passed
we
that
like to
to
see.
I actually like that.
Yeah.
Won't be a game about Malacia fouling someone.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, he loves it. The
Yeah,
grit,
taking it back already.
taking it back. But I like that though, picking it up, driving forward.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see. I think the fact that our wingers haven't been very direct this season is one of the reasons why United have barely had any penalties.
Yeah, we need people driving into the box a little bit more, don't we?
Yeah.
Dribbling past people into the area.
I'm sure about the slit eyebrows though.
He's got, he's a couple of hallmarks of a, don't know.
An Asbo kid.
Yeah, a lot of tattoos for someone who's 18.
Yeah.
A lot of slits in the eyebrow. You hear the rumours of
Thinks a lot of himself.
turning up a bit late for this and that. But hopefully, that's not the case with Garnacho. Because he obviously is a very good player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Some of his tattoo choices are... Then again, he's 18. But he's got all that, like, dragons having sex with the robots and all that shit going on, hasn't he? All those like,
what?
weird tattoo stuff.
What?
What was the one they had the other day?
After what you said earlier, you need to tread carefully. Jeez, my hair looks nice in that camera. Thanks, Ethan. Cheers.
I can't spell. One sleeve is a full sleeve of Prison Break.
What?
You might just really like the program.
He obviously does like the program. The other one, that is like a, what is that? Some sort of
Cat-like.
cat woman with like weird.
Is that like Pokemon, like anime?
Yeah. So yeah, he's got a full sleeve of
Always
Prison Break, the TV series, which up to you, but you know, slightly odd. Anyway, hope he has a good game today, and that's no judgment on his character or him as a footballer, obviously.
Yeah.
And I can't say it because I haven't even got any tattoos. Casemiro. He's had about four passes blocked already, Casemiro, hasn't he?
Yeah. Good work rate though by Anthony getting back, but we can kind of see what the pattern of the game's going to be.
Yeah.
The Great Wall of Moldova and us trying to break it down.
That's
and
crispy white hair.
yeah, that's not even
innit?
blonde now. That's basically vanilla he's gone for.
Would you ever do that? You
No,
look quite cool.
I would look.
I think it'd look alright. But then you think, do you do the beard as well?
I feel like you have to.
No. Did Jibril Cisse do the beard?
Oh, Jibril
He's one of the
Jibril
first
Cisse.
people
Did
I
he do his
remember.
eyebrows as well? There's
He's one
someone
of the
that
first
done
people
the
I remember
eyebrows.
doing that. Like, yeah, see, he did the beard as well.
Oh, that looked grim, I can't lie.
It does look a bit gross, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just looks...
He was blonde a few times. Do you remember him as
Not
well?
really got control of the game so far though. Hitting a lot of long balls. I think it could work in our favour this though. For like, you give him, give him a little bit of naive confidence where they actually do step out of their shape a little bit
We could do with letting them
Yeah.
have a bit of the ball, couldn't we?
and spring on them.
Yeah.
So wait, they've got a new coach, Sov Ammonia, right?
Yeah, Sheriff.
Sheriff.
So basically, the Sheriff coach resigned 2 days before this game. He thought I didn't fancy the trip to Old Trafford. He said.
Did you also see that they're top of the league when he resigned?
Yeah.
Apparently, he said that the players were too focused on the United game before their league game. He said they're already thinking about the United game.
So he kicked off.
So he quit.
He said, "Fuck it."
Lads, are you focusing on the United game more than this one? Yeah, we are. Yeah, right, I quit. Fuck it.
I quit.
That's some real rash decision, that, innit?
He didn't fancy having. He couldn't wait to the Old Trafford game. He didn't fancy having I coached at Old Trafford on his resume.
No.
He just didn't care.
It'd be nice though, wouldn't it? I'd love that if I was a coach.
Do you reckon he quit because of?
What if he's already coached South Trafford and we don't know?
Yeah, could have.
Let's check.
Or maybe it's to do with that
might be an
politics
elite
I
manager.
mentioned.
Maybe, but I think
Allegedly.
as much as we stay away from that, the better.
So wait, you're saying that the current
Apparently the
interim manager
Yeah.
is basically like the head of the mafia?
No, that's not what we're saying.
So who is it that beat Sheriff on the weekend? Just so you know, like how embarrassing it is if we don't win.
Oh,
Apparently
they
the
lost.
manager took responsibility for the players being focused more on the United game than the game they were
and then
playing
quit.
at the weekend.
And then quit.
Yeah. Do we have Sheriff's last 5 results? Is
Left.
that available to us? So
on.
we can have a look at that game.
Easy, man. Lovely.
Nice. Back
Lovely
post.
football. Anthony,
just
short,
behind him,
short
wasn't it?
man.
Ball bobbling around the box here. Ericsson, Casemiro tried to play.
No
it
trying to
Ronaldo.
walk the ball in, lads.
He was.
Let
I
a
think
shot
Ronaldo
go.
was comfortably offside as well, wasn't he?
Let a shot go, lads. I wish Martial was playing. I miss him.
I think everyone misses him. I think he misses him. It's been ages. It's been too long.
I've actually met him as well.
Have you?
I always forget I've met him.
Where did you meet him?
He was by accident in town.
Selfridges.
He was in town, hooded up near Selfridges, and
It's always Selfridges,
Yeah.
isn't it?
They're always in Selfridges. I saw Lindelof outside Selfridges when he first moved here.
I asked him for a picture, and he basically just nodded. He didn't speak to me. He didn't smile. Didn't smirk. And he took the picture with like the the worst look on his face, basically.
I've got
Like half asleep.
Like half asleep, and then
I've got my own Martial story.
Go on then.
So one time I was in the players' lounge after a United game.
Oh, Sals.
Oh,
he's smiling so much because he couldn't wait to tell this story.
He just wanted to
exactly.
say
You know what?
players'
It's actually a
lounge.
cool story. So
Yeah.
I've got up. I want some food. Yeah. So Martial's got in front of me, and then he's got a plate in his hand. I'm like, what do I want here?
He slapped out of his hand.
He's gone for prawns, and then he's gone for like rice. I was like, you know what? I fancy this as well. So
you
I've
just-
copied what he's done, and he was sat on the table next to us having a chat with like Lingard.
And you're like,
It was
look at this.
interesting.
I've
I
got
was
the
just
same
sat there
meal
eating
as
my
you,
prawns
mate.
and rice. I was like, oh,
Did you
this
do
is
that?
sick.
We were in
Same
the
as
same
you,
thing.
bro.
I'm basically playing for Man United as well.
Yes, that's basically copied him.
Yeah, exactly. Prawns and rice. I love all that. My favourite.
And De Gea went for chicken strips.
What, with like battered?
Yeah, I was surprised at that. I'm pretty sure it was chicken, unless it was like some weird looking fish, but
Cheesy strips. It could have been a little fish strip, couldn't it?
it could have been. I'm not gonna lie, the stuff in there was.
Was it good?
The fruit,
How did you
like,
get
they
in
had
there?
like
Why
a-
were you in there?
I was in the players' box,
Yeah.
so I don't want to overdo the.
Well, no, I need to know what's going on here.
Went to watch a United game. Jesse Lingard invited us. This is years back, in it. Like it's just
Do you
his
know
family
Jesse
invited
Lingard?
us. No, I don't know him. His family like invited us, and then
How do you know his family?
I knew his brother at the time. Innit? Like I was just he watched like one of the Devil's videos, and he was just like, Jesse wants to invite you to the box.
Yeah,
Is that real?
I've
Lovely
seen
guy.
it, like, I think Jesse's entourage are like big fans of the channel because I've experienced that in yours bar as well. I feel like
In where?
I was like in yours bar, and I think it might have been like his brother or his someone like that coming to me and was like, "Oh, I watch,
Lovely family though.
Like I watch the channel, whatever." It's, you know, I'm like Lingard's this, Lingard's that. So I think it sounds believable.
They were nice, to be fair. Like invited me and
Ooh.
lovely.
And he's using his right foot a little bit
That's the
more.
first
You
time
know.
I've seen him use it.
No, he used against Chelsea
He's
badly.
against
Remember?
Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
And then he did the nice floated cross against Chelsea, and you just think, where's that? Why does he not do it?
Decent effort, that.
We're starting to use it. That's a good
Decent
start.
effort.
Not bad.
What's annoying me is that from what I've seen so far in the first 10 minutes, is their keeper looks decent. And that always seems to be the case for teams like this, and their keeper has a worldie.
Yeah. Because not most, a lot of goalkeeping is concentration, isn't it? It's about getting your fundamentals right over and over and over again for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel like against United, the goalkeepers are so much more alert.
Yeah.
So much more like on edge and
Yeah.
focused than they are in any other game of their life. That they just happen to have world-class games against us more often.
I agree.
Like, how often was it? What was it like? Jussi Jaskalainen for Bolton used to have an outstanding game every time he played against us.
Jaskalainen.
Tim Krul used to have an unbelievable game every time he played against us. Like, average goalkeepers.
What's Ronaldo doing with the ball there?
I don't know. Ronaldo's 40 yards out from the opposition goal. 1-2. Oh!
Done the right thing there, though. He's actually given the ball
decent
and
move.
gone into the box
Yeah.
rather than just wait for a 1-2.
Not a bad cross as well from Malacia.
Couple decent crosses so far from Malacia. It's a good ball.
It was right on his head. One thing I haven't seen so far is I don't know if Ronaldo still has that leap, does he?
What's the closest we've seen to that? Have we seen one for United?
Atalanta, last minute.
When he jumped up to slap that thing out of the kid's hand.
Yeah, see, he's still got the lead.
Yeah. On ball?
I'm bored of that.
Casemiro's dangerous in the box. You know, before he came, I did say that people don't realise he's actually a proper good, like, he's a goal threat. He scored quite a few goals for him.
Couple clutch ones as well, you know, at Madrid.
Like he's
last
got a
few
strike
minutes.
from range and he's actually really good in the box.
That header the other night against Chelsea was fantastic as
That was
well. wasn't it?
brilliant.
Like just guiding it all the way back across goal.
That cross as well from Shaw was
Yeah.
great, to be fair.
From a difficult place to cross from as well there.
Yeah.
That was like similar to the header we were talking about with Ronaldo in the Champions League against Atalanta.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man.
I think hopeful crosses ain't going to work against these.
I
Eriksen
really
running
want to
like
see him
Luke
score
Shaw there.
early.
Good touch that. Yeah, I want to let's get a goal before 25 minutes. Sick of these like unnecessarily difficult
Comfort.
games.
What
Go
a
on, he's got
ball
one-on-one
from
here, Garnacho. He's
Yeah,
skinned him
there
as well.
we go.
Across. Oh, really good.
This
there
is what
from
I'm saying. This
Garnacho.
is why people wanted to see Garnacho
Yeah.
play. How many of our wingers do that?
None. Well, Rashford
Yeah.
when he's playing on
Yeah.
the wing, actually trying to go past his man.
I just knew Garnacho would turn up today.
I love that. Declaring it a success after 12 minutes.
But I'm shameless.
Oh, Ronaldo heading it over from.
Oh, this feels
8
like
yards.
another Europa game like this.
Stop
man.
it.
Stop it.
Stop
I'm sick of it, man.
Because I still think this is one of them games where you score one, you score another like straight.
Lassie's learned how to cross properly.
Yeah,
But
good-
like,
two. Well, that was a really good cross. The one
yeah,
before was
that
a
was a
decent
great
cross.
cross.
Yeah.
There was one right at the start that if Anthony was like not a dwarf, you would have probably got.
Who's your favourite player in United squad at the minute?
Martial.
Squad.
He's in the squad.
Not on the books.
He's
A
in the
match
squad.
day squad.
Not on the payroll.
Regularly.
Martinez.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Martinez.
I think he's everyone's favourite.
Is it Martinez or Martinez?
I think you just let it come out. Just say what you feel.
You're saying that like someone's holding in a fart.
Half the time I say Martinez,
come out.
half the time I say Martinez.
It depends on how you're feeling.
Depends on where I'm at, just with myself. Do you know what I mean? Personality wise, have I had a good day? Have I had a bad day?
What would you say in front of him?
In front of him, Martinez.
Okay, so that's the way then.
But what would I say behind his back? Because that's crucial as well.
Martinez.
I don't like. I wouldn't. I'd never
Martinez.
call him over. I don't ever speak to him if he spoke to me first.
It's got to be Martinez. It can't
Sandro.
be Martin.
Why can't it be Martinez?
Because he sounds like you Britified it.
What, like I've put it through a Brit filter?
Yeah, like
Martinez.
Brexited it.
Yeah, I just popped it through my little Brexit machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting actually. Eriksen just popping balls from all over the place today. Look at that. Love
I
that.
feel like he should have. I feel we need to find Garnacho at all because he's got the finger on strings.
Is that
Anthony with his...
what's with my man's hair?
Look at that. He's got a lovely little turn, hasn't he, Anthony?
That was
Casemiro went down
He's one of them.
slowly there.
He's one of them
didn't
that
he?
would be a foul like outside the box, but
Yeah.
you're never getting a penalty for
He
that.
went down like he was laying on a deck chair that was collapsing under
They're
his
actually
weight.
checking it.
Yeah.
He
No,
just
why
pulled
not?
him.
Oh,
Oh, that.
None of it. Neither of those things.
You're not going to check a free kick.
No. They must have been checking the penalty. Unless they thought somebody could have been a red card.
Joe, if
Come
you
on,
was to get a
man.
neck tattoo, what would you get?
Probably like...
Sandro Martinez.
do you know, like when they on like Children in Need, when every half an
Yeah.
hour they go and check how much they've raised, and they've got like a little tally that grows all the time.
Yeah.
Probably one of them, but it just gets topped up every time. I get more club card points, so like a running tally of my
Yeah.
club card points from Tesco, I'd say something like that.
So you'd get a Tesco club card.
Tattoo, yeah. So every time I have to go back into the tattoo salon, they draw another line on, and then eventually when it reaches the top, I can buy a car and club card points, something like that. What would you get?
Me?
Yeah, neck tattoo wise.
I wouldn't get a neck tattoo.
Well, if you had to.
I'd get a little key.
A key.
Why?
What's the meaning of that?
to represent someone.
I just feel like a key is just, it can mean so many things.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's very much eye of the beholder stuff, that, isn't it?
Yeah, like,
when you see it, it means something to you.
Yeah, like anyone can make their own kind of interpretation of
They'll
it.
be like, what does that mean? Has he escaped from prison? Will he burgle people's houses?
Is he the key to success?
Yeah. The Key 103.
Yep.
Radio station.
Yep. Alicia.
I mean, there's so many.
Alicia Keys.
Salford Keys.
Salford Keys.
There's so many things that it
So
could
many
be.
things.
I might just play around with a few sort of, do you know those like rub-on sort of transfers you can get
Yeah.
for kids, where you just put a hot washcloth on your neck?
Yeah.
I might get a few of them going. Like a little temporary solution to a permanent
I
problem.
think Keys a good idea.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
make it a little pretty one.
Anthony. Martinez. Ericsson. Oh, what a pass that was. I think Garnacho didn't think that was getting to him, did it?
Yeah.
Look at that. Sheriff trying to play out from the back. These beat Real Madrid last season.
Yeah, no.
Can we all remember that for a second? That was
These were actually a Champions League team last season. And
yeah,
beat Real
and
Madrid.
didn't they beat
at the
Real Madrid
at the Bernabeu.
yeah. They beat him 2-1. And that was at the point where Real Madrid looked like they were fucked, by the way.
Yeah.
They looked shit. They looked like they were finished. And then
But they've
won
got
everything that year.
But they've just got this Champions League kind of black magic juju. By the way, it's 20 minutes we haven't scored.
I hate the fact we're not scoring early in games.
We can't. It's been the same thing all season. We're just not clinical. Just not very clinical. We're not ruthless. The worst thing that can happen today is a 0-0.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
No, 0 would be shit.
What a
Martinez,
player.
Come on. Come on.
Just
Oh my
unreal.
days, what a
He's
player.
so good, isn't he? So good. He's just there.
How can a defender make you feel like that?
Don't know.
Like, it makes you feel like you're watching.
You sound in love, mate.
Forward.
I think you're in love. But
I am in
think
love.
that's okay.
I don't think anyone's not in love
I think
with Martinez. That is.
we're all in love with Martinez.
Yeah.
He just does it every game as well, doesn't he? He just how does he bring that intensity every single game?
But he also balls out. Like,
Yeah, he's not just like I'll work hard and that's it.
This is another one of my issues when Ronaldo plays. Like, we force it to him.
Yeah, because that's
He
not
set-
on, is it?
That's not on him. He just sets up. He just like affects the team. It's a good run, but like it's a bit. That ball would need to be perfect. It's a bit
Yeah.
too deep for those runs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I don't know. Was he going to try and do chest it down there or head it first time, which would be almost impossible.
is it true Ronaldo gets Botox?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
why do you have to do things like that?
That-
I reckon he does.
Ronaldo has literally just made that up.
No,
So,
I reckon he does.
we don't have to get
man.
upset about
Nah,
it.
nah, it's
That-
not. Nah, I've seen that.
It's either that or adrenochrome.
What's
How's
that?
Google it.
Have you had it?
How am I spelling this?
ADE.
I found it. But cheers for spelling it out quickly for me. Adrenochrome is a compound produced by oxidation of adrenaline. While it has no current medical application, the derivative compound... Wait. Have you just made this up?
What is that?
Oh my god.
You know,
Is this a
apparently,
conspiracy theory?
apparently Casemiro's had
Some
a
call
nose
it.
job, you know.
Some call it conspiracy. Some call it.
So this is
Some call it critical
the
thinking.
dark virality of Hollywood blood harvesting conspiracy. And you're linking Ronaldo to that, are you?
I didn't say that. I just said it's either Botox or could be adrenochrome.
Yellow card to Sheriff.
See, I
That's a
bet
good start.
people in the comments will have an opinion on it. Don't know what I'm talking about.
Someone says it literally does nothing. Pseudo-scientific jargon. Conspiracy Ronnie back at it.
Baby blood. That is what.
No, that's absolutely bullshit, isn't it? Because here's the thing. Do you know all this shit, right? Here's why these conspiracy theories aren't true. All this stuff of injecting the blood of children, drinking this, drinking that, sacrificing this, sacrificing that. Allegedly. But no, not allegedly. All these conspiracy theories that do exist, that there is no allegedly on whether the conspiracy exists. Rich people don't even live any longer. I would get it if fucking the Rothschilds were still alive and they're 190 years old.
What you just said.
Bill Gates, like.
What have you just said is actually factually incorrect.
Why is it?
Wealthier people
No, wealthy people live longer than
poorer people.
who are malnourished or live in areas where there's more pollution and that sort of thing. But they're environmental and sort of money factors that we understand that are separate to this. Injecting a child's blood or drinking the blood of a fucking whatever isn't making these people live any longer. They live till they're 85 like most rich people do, and then they die.
The most poorer people live till 85.
What?
The most poorer people live till they're 85.
Plenty do, yeah. Most, but like I said, people who are poorer or live in areas with more pollution or higher stresses and those sort of things don't live as long, or worse diets and stuff like that. People don't live as long. But like most people who can eat what they want, go on holiday 4 times a year and sit on a yacht will live to 85 regardless of whether they're injecting whatever conspiracy theory into their arsehole. I just think there's no evidence to suggest it works. So why do we believe it? Why do we believe it's happening?
Such a bad ball.
Bro, sorry, I just got distracted by the fact that Bruno's not started well.
He's not, has he?
Barely been in the game. When he has, he's forced it, man. This is what we can't. We have a serious low block issue.
AA Ron says all billionaires live until late 80s, 90s, 100s. That isn't true, is it? That is simply untrue. Not all billionaires live to their 80s, 90s, 100s. They don't.
When did Steve Jobs die?
He died when he was about 55.
Exactly. Was he really?
Huh? Yeah, he was. Yes, he was a billionaire.
There
Yeah.
we go then.
Yeah, Steve Jobs was literally 56 years old when he died. So anyway,
Straight cap.
Ericsson, who's just sort of bounces around everywhere doing what he wants, doesn't he?
Can we score?
No.
Just these I've done like every Europa game I think so far on stream, and it's been so frustrating every time. It's just take ages to bag, man.
I know.
And it's we've not really had like a really good chance either.
We've not even had any chance.
All we're doing is lumping it in the box, man.
I know.
I don't like this.
Ronaldo just asking for crosses all the time from deep, look. Like Lindelof had the ball then, and Ronaldo's like telling him to get the ball in the box.
It's these straight long balls through that are not working, that keep getting forced, and it's Ericsson doing them as well, which is surprising.
Shit.
Just keep patient, keep moving the ball.
According to BBC Sport, one dead, several injured, including on loan Arsenal player Pablo Mari in a mass stabbing in Italy. That's from 1 minute ago.
Pablo Mari died. What?
I think he's injured. He's one of the people injured. So yeah, just from BBC Sport 1 minute ago. So I don't know much. I don't know any more than that.
He plays for Monza, innit? I think
so. One person has died and at least 4 others have been injured, some seriously, in a stabbing in a supermarket near Milan, northern Italy. Among the injured was Pablo Mari, a football player on loan from Arsenal. A 46-year-old suspect has been detained and the motive was not clear. Fucking hell. It's bad, isn't it? Awful.
Shit.
Is that the shot or the...
I was at the shot, we come close again. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that sounds bad, man.
It's not
close, that, innit?
too close. It's safe to say our best bet so far has looked like Garnacho, but being a youngster, they've not really given him enough of the ball.
Bruno did well, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Just he was trying to go for a similar style of shot to the goal against Tottenham, wasn't he? So he would just sort of open his body up and kind of pass it into the corner.
Yeah.
But he misses the target a lot from 18 yards out because he's always trying to hit that perfect shot, isn't he?
Seems like it.
Yeah. Casemiro with a lovely pass there. A little too much on it.
Sloppy Bruno today. That we just don't have that wave of attack thing going.
Let's get into some of the comments. Someone saying another flat performance. Just waiting for the goal rather than forcing one.
It's very flat. I think we have forced it a bit sometimes with the balls through. I think the best bet we've got is come from out wide when we've been rotating above, and I think Ronaldo's just scored. Or no, just almost scored, basically.
Just having a few technical issues, yeah. Which we'll get sorted in a second. Someone said if Ronaldo was playing, we would have scored 5 by now. I don't know if he's talking about you or if that's a joke about the fact that Rashford kept missing chances.
Yeah, it's the joke about every time that someone that's not Ronaldo gets a chance and misses it.
They get told that Ronaldo would have scored that.
Yeah. When he's not playing.
And then when he plays, we just don't have any chances. But that's not his fault. They're your options. Either play Ronaldo and don't have any chances, or play Rashford and fucking miss loads of chances. There are 2 options at the minute.
Yeah.
Ronaldo misses less, but also has far less. He just doesn't have enough tools and enough threats at this stage in his career, does he? Like, I just feel like Ronaldo's...
Do you know what's an interesting point? I know he's just been fit, but do you think Maguire's clear third choice centre half ahead of Lindelof?
I wouldn't say he was now. I think he was before he was injured.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one. Because, for example, now that Maguire's back, is Lindelof still ahead? Like, even Lindelof ahead of him? I think we just need to shift it. We can almost pass that behind him.
I like that little... That's a nice pass. Almost. Goal kick to Sheriff.
Okay, now.
Jarring game.
This game's jarring at this moment in time. Creating nothing.
That's the issue with not scoring early, man.
Here's that Ronaldo chance again, but across to Bruno.
Oh,
No way.
see that though.
No way.
The defender takes it off his toe.
That's just a miss, that.
I think he just gets...
Come with a little bit more
Yeah.
aggression, you score there.
Yeah. Kick through the defender's foot if you have to.
And I from the highlights, I look like he actually got to it.
Yeah. I think the defender got a slight knock on it, a slight touch on
wide.
it, and then Ronaldo got the touch after that. Garnacho looking nice there. Eriksen with a little shot, deflected down. Bruno pulls it back.
You know why he didn't shoot there? You know why Bruno didn't shoot on the rebound? 'Cause he's got to everyone's got to try and set Ronaldo.
Illness.
You know what I mean?
These man get like a bonus if they assist Ronaldo or something.
Yeah.
Every week, man.
Okay, no, man.
You know?
Got a rebound 6 yards out and you're trying to sweat it just because you...
Do you think that's why?
Yes, it's weird.
Yeah.
It was bad in the Newcastle
It's not just
game.
him. It's a lot of our other players as well. Just needs to stop, man.
It was bad in the first Ammonia game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where it was like, he would just pass it to Ronaldo no matter what.
Don't know what my man's doing there, bro. It's dead ball. I hate the Europa League so much, honestly.
Yeah.
Why the games are like this?
It's annoying that we have to do this every time.
To be fair on Bruno on the replay, it's a bit wide.
Is it? Yeah.
It's a bit wide, but I don't know if there's a gap there he can go in.
Oh, bro. Yeah, nah. He's closing it now.
Yeah, it's a bit wide.
Come on, United, man. One before half time.
Do you think Maguire's third choice? Do you think he'd be playing now if he was fit?
I think Lindelof will get a nod because he's better on the ball than Maguire.
It's not even that, it's just better. It's just quicker, innit?
Yeah.
Like, it's more decisive on the ball.
I think defensively they're probably a little bit equal, to be fair.
He's going to shoot, isn't he? Go on.
Well, that was in then. Ronaldo picking the ball up 35 yards out again.
At least he had a pop this time.
He's doing that quite a lot these days, but this was actually decent play.
That was good.
Do you think that's because he doesn't feel like
He wants to be involved in it.
As much when he stays forward.
Yeah, he wants to be involved. Wants to get on the ball.
Free corner to United. Playing it short. We play short every time now, don't we? Pretty much. There must be some stats on short corners getting you more goals than balls into the box.
Sure. I mean, I don't like United score corners often.
We don't score any type of corner, short or long, do we?
I would have rather he shot,
Yeah. Didn't really know what to do in the end, did he?
I wouldn't let
Shouldn't let that bounce there,
ball
Anthony.
bounce. Especially
Anthony's always good in these situations.
he's strong though.
He's done well.
Strong
Impressed
lad.
me with him.
He's done well there. Used his
Happened a
body
few
really
times,
well.
innit? Where he just uses his body very
Yeah.
well.
Because he's not big. Was he like 5'10", 5'9"?
I think
not-
I think
even
he's shorter than
short.
that.
Yeah.
I think he's like 5'7".
Yeah, it looks 5'7".
But he holds himself well. I think he's taller than 5'7". 5'7" is really short.
I thought he was like 5'7". Oh, I might be wrong.
Garnacho skipping past players.
Past
Go on
that
then.
though. Past that though.
Yeah. You got 4 men round you at that point. You've
I mean,
got.
Ericsson's just there. You've
Garnacho's
opened up
been-
the shot for your teammate.
He's been bright though.
He has.
It's good, yeah. Decision making, innit?
Bit tight that though.
Yeah,
Pa-
it
the
is.
passing.
Don't foul him. Don't foul him.
That's why you don't foul him. Well done.
Yeah.
Just take your time. Let him fuck
The
it up.
passing selections could be better. Like with you.
Yeah.
What?
What?
I think he just stopped the game. I don't think he's given a free kick.
Okay.
Apparently, Anthony's 5'9", according to not my Roderick in the comments. 5'9". How tall are you? 5'9".
5'9.5".
How tall are you, Abdul?
5'10".
I'm 5'10" as well in shoes.
Yeah. In shoes.
5'9".
Fucking in shoes. What are shoes? Really, shoes with a heel like that on them.
You see what I wear, trainers wise. Usually. Well,
They've got a heel on them.
He's got
Look, they stood on 2
Balenciagas on, man.
cheesecakes.
He's got different kind of money, Ronaldo. Look at
I
him.
mean,
Yeah, you 5'10" in them.
do you know what I mean? Exactly. I feel that's what
5'10" on the
I think should
curve.
be like. I think real life should be like how they do it in the NBA, where your listed height is what you are like walking. So
Yeah.
like with shoes on. So everyone should have an inch really.
Yeah, but then also, then being 6 foot is no longer like impressive, is it? Not impressive, but people strive. People want it, don't they? People want to be 6 foot so bad.
I don't.
Do you not? If you could be any height, what would you be?
6'1".
Right. So
I was gonna say 6'1". I think that's.
everyone wants to be 6
perfect.
foot. I don't know. How tall would you be if you could? 6'1".
6'1" feels like. What's Ronaldo?
6'1".
6'1", innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
If we get any taller than 6'1", nah.
He's got the problem
Nice.
with you, mate.
Yeah. There's something that's going on here.
Imagine
isn't
being
it?
6'4".
I know. That'd be
Fucking hell,
shit.
might as well get a blue badge.
I'd fucking love one. A Blue Peter badge and all. Gotta have both. Park where I want. Fucking do what I want.
Yeah.
Someone says, Shane McGovern says he's 60 foot. Interesting. Samuel says, Joey's an absolute monster. I've seen him in town. He's well tall. See? Do you know who saw me the other day and told Jay? And this makes me feel like the best thing
He
ever.
was a footballer.
They
Wasn't
recognised me and they were like, I saw him. Brian McClare.
he? Oh yeah. I forgot he's like Jay's best mate.
He's not Jay's best mate. He just recognised me because he likes me. But he saw me on Monday. So, sighted. Manchester United legend Brian McClare.
Okay, now
Do you know what I mean? That made me feel so good when he said that he saw me.
Oh, he's the bastard.
you made your day.
It really did make my day, actually. Abhinav Verma says, why is height such an issue in the UK for defenders?
I thought he was gonna talk about something else.
No. I've got a feeling,
football.
you know, the next era of football, or the era that we are entering now, won't favour necessarily a taller defender over a shorter defender. I think we'll see much more variation. In the era where defenders' biggest attribute has been able to make 70
too
passes
slow.
a game, rather than winning headers. I think we're going to see more and more short centre-backs. Bruno, back to Malacia.
What have you got?
He's got a bit of luck, that's what he's got. Oh, he's got
Oh,
a shot.
fucking
Well
hell.
played.
I feel like every time that we've took someone on, something's happened. That's just what we need more of it. That's why I've got natural to get on the ball more.
Mm-hmm.
I know we kind of got lucky there, but if you're positive, things like that happen for you. Oh, fuck's sake.
Daniel says, possession is the most absolutely meaningless stat in football. It's what you do with it when you have the ball that counts. Do you agree with that?
I agree. But still, if you've got the ball, it's less likely the other team's going to score if you've got it.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah.
It's like in MMA. I think technically they're meant to takedowns and like control on the ground isn't actually meant to give you that many more points. It's whether you land damaging strikes or you try for submissions and stuff while you're down there. Just having the better position.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Gets you a
anything.
bit more, but really you're not gonna. You're meant to be trying to work things with that position rather than just look at me. I won the fight because I took someone down. When really, that isn't any closer to ending the fight, is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, United have to score goals with this possession. Oh, he's double spun and he's passed it out for a goal kick.
You can't give the ball away after it though.
No, you got to keep it, ain't you?
And you can't do it 0-0 against Sheriff.
Of course you can.
He can do it when he wants. He's done it against
He went
Chelsea.
round twice as well. I love that.
I don't mind it, to be fair.
I like it.
No, he's gonna
She just went, money well spent. That's the 80 million right there. That's the 80 million. Money well spent. Anything from here is clear profit for United.
Yeah.
That was 80 million in a single skill move. Let's not forget.
You know what I
he did
love
it
about
twice as well.
Martinez? Just that there. He actually waited for the right pass. You're so old. Oh my days, you're so bad. I don't want to say this, but he's so bad. That's just...
He tried to do a little Anthony.
What's happened to my guy, man? He's finished.
Okay, now. Your legs don't work like they used to before.
Hashtag CR37, man. Sad to see, bro.
No, he's going to score tonight.
Come on, man. I really want him to. I'm sick.
I think he's done that a lot today.
Eriksen.
Been very wasteful, Eriksen, forcing passes.
I feel like I've seen this game 50 times this season in the Europa League only.
Every Europa League game has been this.
Why are Premier League games just hitting way more, man? Like, we're meant to have fun in the Europa League.
I know, it's weird.
What's this all about?
We look so much better in this more difficult competition. He could have done that 5 or 6 times. Rashid was never going in to tackle him, was he?
Like the
You know
way
when you play
I know he said Rashid like you know him well.
You saw the name on the back of his kit. I like, do you know when you're playing FIFA on amateur and you can actually just hold the ball and they don't tackle you? That's almost where Anthony was there. He could have just stood still and a tackle never would have come.
Oh, I can't wait for him to pull that off at the World Cup when the world's watching.
On the biggest stage of them all, the Europa League.
No bigger stage than United versus Sheriff though.
You what? No bigger stage?
Yeah.
What a switch.
A lot of space
Side
out
up.
here. That's a goal.
I wish I was supporting
That should have been a
Sheriff
goal.
now. I'd be enjoying the game a lot more.
If you supported Sheriff?
Yeah. I'd enjoy the game more.
He had a lot of space here on the left-hand side, didn't he? It's a good cross as well.
He had so much. Ooh, I saw.
He ducked underneath
I
it.
don't know what happened there.
He should have scored that.
He mistimed that.
He's basically ducked. Oh, he's too far.
Nah, it's too far. It looked
Fucking
like
hell, it's your mate Rashid.
he's gone from not tackling Anthony to not heading the ball.
Go
It's
on.
a tough couple of minutes for... I call him Rashid, but you can call him Rashid, I'm sure.
I think it's Rashid.
Your brother.
We're quite close. He and I.
Slip him.
I think
It's just going to be
fingers.
another
Eriksen, Jallow,
jarring.
back to
goal.
Eriksen. Yeah, keep going out the right. Keep going.
Need- Oh,
Stop hitting shit. 25 yards.
I hate this stuff, man. Come on.
Pastor
Pattern.
Fred with a super chat says Anthony is doing 360 no scopes on the ball. This is how little we respect the Europa. Do we need to show more respect? Or less respect?
Less. Should have done one more spin.
I think the Europa League has earned our respect.
Harry Maguire.
We've lost a few
Warming
times
up.
in this competition over the last few years. Mark Losper says, love him, but Ronaldo is wiggity washed. Can we agree with that? Or no?
Yeah, had a shower this morning.
Not you, the other Ronaldo.
Oh,
Why do you think
Yeah,
that was about you?
yeah, he's washed as well.
Are you a
not
big
washed.
shower? Do you bath?
I don't bath, shower.
Do you ever hit the bath?
I'm more of a shower guy, to be honest.
Bath's
I ain't got
unhygienic.
It's
time.
weird when you meet a real bath person, isn't it? Do you know someone who's like, most of their washing comes from baths?
That's weird, that, man.
Yeah. My mate Gareth growing up, he used to be a bath guy. And I just couldn't. We were not a bath family whatsoever. We didn't get enough hot water in the tank to do a bath.
I can see. Do you know?
Blew me away.
I know what you're talking about. But I know. I can see what's gonna happen in this game. It's gonna like Rashford is gonna come on, and then we're just gonna look miles better, and then the whole Ronaldo and anti-Ronaldo thing continues.
Would you even take Garnacho off? It would be Ronaldo that would come off for me.
Yeah, I'd take Ronaldo if I was
Just
going to
the
take
way
him off.
that
Go on, pop up. Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that from
I
Garnacho
love
there.
Garnacho.
Gets knocked over and gets back up and wins the ball first. That's good. See, I just feel like
Why is he hanging there though? Like, why are you doing 1-2?
it's like he comes short and you have to pass it. Do you know when? Do you know you used to play football in PE and the teacher would play on your team, and you felt like you had to pass it in more because otherwise you'd get a shit grade.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else had that, but we did. Used to come in like run short and you'd be like, oh, I guess I've got to give it to Sir then, Anna. It's like 1-2 and you're like, all right then, 1-2 then. That's what Ronaldo's doing. He comes short to Lindelof there, he's like 1-2 and you're like, all right, I'll give it you. Fucking hell.
And the thing is,
stay in the box.
It's mad when he does it because his sets aren't always that good either. No. Like Ronaldo's always been, obviously, he's one of the best players of all time. He's been a decent technical player, but for some reason he looks a little bit more untechy these days.
Benteke, you mean?
Yeah.
The timer is about 20 seconds off. If we can tweak that, please, Ethan. Thank you very much. As you can see there, the latest scores around the grounds. Pretty crucial stuff there. PSV beating Arsenal. Full-time result, that one. Oh,
Yes!
There we go.
Diogo Dalot.
Come on,
1-0.
the low. That's it with a bit of
checking his pulse.
yes. It's all right.
What does that mean?
How many BPMs do you
Still
think
alive.
he's on there? About 115?
Fit lad, 50.
He's just
50?
He's basically
During
just
a
saying,
match?
just saying check
50
on.
beats per minute during a game?
Heart rate.
Yeah.
He's saying check on the
50 heart
goalkeeper.
rate. 50 beats per minute heart rate.
Yeah. You think his heart rate is that low playing a football match? I know he's a fit lad, but he's not a hibernating brown
He's
bear.
not that cyclist.
Let's see
He's
this
not
header.
that fit. He's not Lance Armstrong.
What lovely
That's
header.
ahead of that.
He's
First
been
time we crossed the ball straight into the box as well.
he's been in the box, hasn't he, this season for
How
the
many times do you
corners?
reckon Delot's been
Not
called
the
Diego?
shortest. Diogo.
Leon Marsa
Let's
saying
go.
Joe playing 1-2s with Swinsko.
Buzzing with that.
Mr. Swinsko was the name of my actual PE teacher, so he's obviously from Worksop as well. Swinsko coming short. You had to pass it to him, otherwise he'd give you a fucking D.
What, Mr.
Not that,
What?
not like that. Jesus. Smokey McPot, welcome to the academy. Abhinav Verma says, I saw Van der Beek playing for Netherlands today at the Cricket World Cup. We know where he's been moonlighting recently. T20.
How did he play?
He was on the bench. He
Probably
didn't get on.
Didn't even get on.
Nah. Oh well.
He was like a spare fielder.
Yeah, he was a 13th man fielding, just bringing out the waters.
Oh, that was close.
If he could have got that to Ronaldo, we'd have had a...
We would have had an opportunity for him to miss.
I hate how I'm
Okay, now on.
Well done.
Oh,
All the way.
he's so good. Martinez
Oh,
is
that's
so
a fucking
good.
Great tackle.
I love that, Anthony.
Oh, he's not giving it. Oh my god. Most blatant foul. Wait, is he seriously not giving that?
Nah, he won the ball.
Did he?
Yeah. I'm joking. How the hell's he not giving that?
That looked like, you know, like
That looked like almost a red. It was so like a good touch.
All right, look at the oval. That's S.
Wow, can't believe he didn't give that.
One more. Now.
Leon is.
Look, we're going to
guaranteed
score
for
another.
Worksop.
I can feel it. A goal right now. 2-0 to Man
Eriksen.
United. Come on.
Ronaldo coming short, popping that.
2
up.
before half time.
That trademark 1-2.
2 before half time. Come on.
You take that. I don't think we'll have another shot, to be honest.
Then we can finally bring Maguire on.
Ronaldo pulled out of the race for that header there, didn't he? Did you see that? Casemiro knocked out his feet, looked up, and Ronaldo went, nah, I'm coming short.
Okay, I guess we're not.
We're not going in the box.
this sums us up. Got a minute instead of trying to score. We're fanning about thinking half time.
Half time it is, though. 1-0 Manchester United with that late goal in the first half from Diogo Dalot. We needed something like that, didn't we? Just break the deadlock, get something on the board, because otherwise, another 0-0 going into a second half of a game
Get some
would
water.
have been too much to bear, wouldn't it? Yeah, can we get a couple of waters knocking about for Ronaldo as well, please? Give me your thoughts on that first half, Abdul.
It's your typical Europa League game, innit? Like, it's one of them. The players, it feels like just a training session. Again, just trying balls over the top. It's weird, and it's almost like we play differently in the Europa League every time, but in a bad way. Like, we just end up lumping the ball into the box for Ronaldo half the time, trying different passes. Does feel like a coaching session, like a training session, innit? But we managed to get the goal. Delow's been hanging around in the box quite a lot for these corners this season. He's not the shortest, is he?
No, I think he's 6 foot. Yeah.
So, yeah, nodded that in. Brilliant header, to be fair. Take that. I think just getting the lead before the half time as well is good. Garnacho looks lively.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed Garnacho. Couple of decision making, situations where he could be better, but again, that comes with age and comes with experience. But he looks electric.
Do you want to make any more noise with that fucking glass of water there?
That just happened.
He gets the glass of water, slides it across the table, bangs it off the mic, and then
Mike, it's his
and then what's happened to your eye? Scratched his own eyeball.
Oh, God.
What a devastating 5 or 6 seconds that was.
I don't know what was happening there.
So loud.
It's because he was trying to drink it so fast. He was dehydrated.
Look at him,
He was
he's
quickly
struggling up.
get into it.
Just thought,
You all right?
Yeah. Well.
It's not looking good, this. Can we get him off? Give us your thoughts on the first half. Now you're a little bit more hydrated. You've scratched the corneas off so you can truly see what happened in that first half.
I think we look so much more toothless.
Yep.
We have looked quite toothless anyway, but I struggle to see what Ronaldo offers us at this moment in time. And I think he is also playing a bit like a player that seems a bit disgruntled. He's probably had his confidence hit a little bit, but other than that, we've been controlled the game and he don't offer much threat, but I think we've just been forcing it 1 or 2 times. I don't think we've had periods of sustained attack.
No.
I think the majority of the first half, our best bet came down the left with Garnacho. But Garnacho was bright, he was direct and he was positive. He didn't always come off, but he showed me enough. He showed me he's got quite a lot to offer. And I think he can just go around the outside on the last one. I think the fullback's kind of baiting him inside a little bit now. I think if he can do the step over, not like he did before, he can use the overlap. I think we can get in. And I think Martinez is just a joy.
Yeah.
Martinez is one of those players that doesn't drop his level no matter who he's playing against. He's always amped, he's always concentrated, he's always focused, he's always solid.
Is that just a mentality thing?
It's a mentality thing because I thought he was brilliant today. I think Lindelof was solid any time he got broke on as well. I just think like we need that little bit more, less complacency and a little bit more cutting edge and ruthlessness up top and not trying to force the ball so much when we get there.
A lot of comments in the chat about Ronaldo. Ronaldo is done for good, wasteful and old. Just a lot of people giving not much time to Ronaldo. Tom says Ronaldo isn't playing like a player disgruntled. He's playing like a 37-year-old that relies on service, and he is getting none. Where you? First of all, give me your thoughts on Ronaldo's performance, and where are you attributing any blame, if there is any to be attributed? Is it the service? Is it Ronaldo? What's going on?
Like that person said, I've said this time and time again, I've repeated it. Ronaldo as a player now he's a limited in the box poacher. That's basically what he is now.
Yeah.
And United aren't set up, or United don't have the framework at the moment to have a player like that. We're not set up to have a passenger up front. That can work in some teams where you're getting constant balls in the box and service and you're cutting teams open time and time and again. United aren't really built that way. I think United need a lot more, especially in this system, from their number 9 than what he can offer. And that is just basically the bottom line of it, and we see it today. I think when we attack and it's Ronaldo, I feel like we're attacking with a little bit like a man less, especially in the build-up.
Yeah. People asking about crosses and saying that United need more crosses, Ronaldo needs crosses. We've put a fair few crosses in, and also a lot of the time he's not in the box. A lot of times when we've got the ball 25, 30 yards out, he's next to the ball player. He's not always just waiting on the last man for crosses. And when he is, we have put plenty of crosses in, I think. So, yeah, it's not really working at the moment,
It's coming up for a lot of short bounces and just kind of, I don't know. Depends. What do you think?
I think that I don't know. It doesn't seem... He's fundamentally lost some of the things that make up a modern day striker. Like, a lot of modern strikers are quite fast. He isn't fast anymore. That isn't there for him. That isn't an option that he has. He can't sort of keep that pressure up. He can't keep going time and time again. He doesn't seem to have that in his locker anymore either. Like, there's so many things that I don't know. His finishing doesn't even really seem there that much at the moment. That seems maybe a confidence thing.
That's the thing. When he has got the
combination
chances,
of limited physical trait attributes and bad confidence, at the minute he just looks like almost useless. Really, I know that's harsh to say, but he's just not doing anything, is it?
And do you buy into that whole thing about players are forcing it a bit when they get into attacking areas around him?
I do think there is a little bit of that where, like, almost more when he's like coming short and stuff, where he comes short and players just do a 1-2 off him, and he never they'll pass him the ball. He never like turns and tries to do anything with that ball. He just gives it him straight back. It's almost like he's like keeping warm or something. Like I want to, like a little wall that you play 1-2 off.
Where he's like trying to get a touch on it.
Yeah, it's like I just want to be part of the game. I'm isolated if I stay up front, so I'll drop deep, play the 1-2. But it's like, what is him being there doing to help Manchester United? And at the minute, I can't see what he's doing that is making us any better than, any I'd rather have another Anthony or another Garnacho or Rashford or Sancho or I don't see what he's doing that's making us better. And people can talk about supply, getting the ball on his head, all this sort of stuff, but it's not just about tapping the ball in the back of the net. There's 11 players. When we're attacking, De Gea isn't part of that. When we're attacking, most of the time, Martinez and Lindelof are lesser parts of that. So now you're down to 8 players, one of whom is waiting for you to put the ball in a perfect position for him to put the ball in the back of the net. That isn't enough. Let's replace that player with someone that can be part of a build-up, that can hold the ball up, that can maybe turn their man once in a while, that can, use his pace to get past someone. If you've got a striker up front who can't do any of those things, what are they doing there? And it doesn't matter that it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He is a player of such high standing, of such excellence over the last 20 years, that it's only fair to criticise him and hold him to the same standard that he would want to be held to, which is his own standards. We're not being like, this isn't a youth player who's 16, who is out of his depth. This is one of the greatest players of all time, probably the greatest player of all time. And we're saying he isn't the right fit for Manchester United. He isn't doing enough. That isn't unfair, I don't think. Do you? To criticise him?
I don't think it's unfair at all, and people are kind of using what he's done in the past as a bit of an excuse for his poor performances. Like, people are kind of hanging on to what Ronaldo once was and not what he is at the moment. And in sport and in all team sports, it's very much a what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
It's like, you're only as good as your last game, those kind of cliches. And it's a bit like, there's only so much you can defend him, really. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like he has... It's sad to see the drop-off, but I think for us to kind of operate the way we want to operate, he can't play.
What do you think, Ronaldo?
It's just sad to see. Like Ronnie just said, it's frustrating, man. You really want to see him get a goal. You really want to see him look good in build-up. You really want to see him make the difference. Sort of those moments that he lives off, that I think last season, scoring the Champions League in crucial moments, almost keeping Manchester United basically in the competition, taking us through to the knockouts. He lived off those moments in European games, and he just looks bad, to be fair. Like, there's no dressing it up. He's slow on the ball, makes the wrong decisions. Like, we're talking about one of the greatest in the game. Like, we've seen him do everything that you'd want to do as a football fan in the game. If you dreamt what you would want to win, he's done it all, hasn't he? And it's just frustrating, man.
Alex Bagley was at the game, sending us a picture that I think should be going out on our socials in just a second. Maguire and Rashford both fully stripped off in their kits, looking like they're probably both going to be coming on. So you would assume if they're training, they're warming up like that at half time, they're probably coming on, aren't they?
Yeah. I
would assume that is. I don't know if there's an injury at the back or whether it's just to get Maguire some minutes.
Who do you think Rashford is coming on for?
I can't see how it... Unless for some reason Garnacho or Anthony has done something that's pissed Ten Hag off.
Oh, he's rested Anthony.
Maybe the skill pissed him off. I don't think it will.
No, it doesn't. He's
been
doing it.
It's not like Jose, is it? Like, unless he's resting Anthony, I can't see how it could be anyone other than Ronaldo.
But Anthony hasn't really done... all our best players gone down the left. Anthony's not really done much at all on the right.
That's true.
I won't be surprised if it's Anthony, because it's someone that probably will definitely be starting on the weekend.
Yeah. Just give him a rest.
Just give him a bit of a rest, and obviously that I
just want to see.
I don't
Rashford
see him
on the
taking
left,
Ronaldo off
though,
at
man.
half time because obviously they're just the shit show that would follow.
But that's just shit as well,
Yeah,
though,
that's,
isn't
do you know
it?
what I mean? It's that.
Can't
Anyway,
do that. Unless we're going 4-4-2, like we did in Ammonia.
possible. Rashford and Ronaldo up front. Maybe we could.
But then we are up. To be fair, for some reason I completely forgot that. So
Yeah. Olu Watosin says, love Dallo's celebration. A little checking the pulse.
What does it mean?
Just means like, fucking,
I've just killed the goalkeeper.
I've got a palpitation or something.
He's
Sometimes you have to
basically
check.
just saying, "Am I alive?" Or
Yeah, maybe it's like, like checking for a heartbeat because I'm cold as shit. Like I'm just calm and relaxed about it.
Ice in the veins.
Ice in the veins.
Yeah, all that sort
Ice
of
in
stuff.
the veins.
The D-Lo one, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's one of them.
D-Lo. You know that one? NBA, D'Angelo Russell.
I know D'Angelo Russell.
No, but where Pogba does that? Like he did that in the Euros, didn't he?
Is that why Pogba started wearing a basketball sleeve? Like
I remember.
Oh, he must think he's sick.
Why did he?
bro.
Why
yeah.
did he do that?
I don't really know why basketball players do it. To be honest,
I think it's just elbow.
Yeah, it makes sense.
but, like-
It makes sense though. Basketball players, but
because they
Pogba-
use their arms. But loads of basketball players just have it on one arm, don't they?
Yeah.
Some have it on one arm, some have the.
Do you know he looks cool in like one of them things? Benzema looks so sick.
What with the sleeve?
With the one in his wrist, like for his fingers like messed in it.
Don't know. There's too many footballers with these sort of.
No,
I'd
but
just be out there. Like,
Benz is the
I like a long
coldest,
sleeve
man.
shirt though. You know, never seen anyone in a long sleeve shirt now. It's the short sleeve shirt.
CR
with the long sleeve.
37.
If I can wear a short sleeve, I'll
Where
wear a
is it?
short sleeve.
Yeah.
Get the biceps out.
People saying it's for their shooting arm in basketball, which I understand conceptually, but what does it help them do with their shooting arm? Having a little sleevey on it.
It doesn't help. It's like anything. It's just obviously if you're doing that so many times, it's strain.
Yeah, but no, they've just got like a Nike Pro sleeve on. It's not like a protective like medical thing.
No,
They're
but
not
it could
thick.
be, but with Nike on it.
Maybe. Anyway, compression sleeve
LeBron looks cool in it.
keeps their arm warm. Maybe it's to keep their arm warm. You don't want those joints going soft. Or
But why
something.
would you already
Maybe.
cover half of your arm?
Anyway,
Is that what someone said?
someone said it's to keep their arm from blood flow. I'm going to say this: 30-year-old men who are professional athletes don't struggle with blood flow in their arms when they're playing basketball fucking 50 hours a
You
week.
reckon you don't get AD?
No, I think they're probably all right for that. Maybe they got one of those compression sleeves around that as well. Helps with blood flow.
So shocked.
Apparently LeBron wears his on his left. Anyway, doesn't matter. I think it's a mental thing. I think it's probably a superstition. I think it's a fashion thing. And I think quite low down the list is it actually helps them be better at basketball. Because if it helped at all, everyone would wear one, and not everyone wears one. So obviously there's no proof that it helps. Anyway, second half, Rashford's coming on by the look of it. Maguire's coming on. Do you think, again, remains to be seen who they're coming on for, but if hopefully there's no injuries at centre back, because that would be shit, wouldn't it?
That'd be awful because then Maguire would have to play.
Well, he's playing anyway. He's coming on now.
Yeah.
Martinez apparently is the one going off, according to Thomas Saxon. I don't know if that's confirmed. But yeah, Martinez off, Maguire on by the looks of things. Presumably it's rested him.
We see in return of the Maguire-Lindelof partnership.
Why not? Just for old time's sake, innit?
A
the vibes.
partnership that got to the final of this very competition 2 seasons ago.
What, are you saying that they can't get past the difficult test that is Sheriff when you 1-0 up? Might as well give Martinez a rest, innit?
Yeah. Martinez is on a yellow as well, which is a point people are making. And apparently it's Anthony that's gone off. So there you go.
I reckon it's just...
I like the fat Rashford.
I'm predicting Maguire screamer.
Rashford's probably going on the right, but I don't want that, honestly.
No. Yeah, it probably is.
I just want to see Rashford
It looks
on
like
the
he's
left.
gone on the right.
I want him to score, Rashford. He deserves a goal.
If he does, he'll go 1 goal above Jesus.
For the season? Well, they're both
Yeah,
on 5
for
at
the
the
season.
minute.
Yeah, they're both on 5 in it. I just want to see any downfall of any Arsenal player.
Yeah, same.
Especially
Maguire's
after-
got a bit of a tan going on. Do you think he's been on holiday?
Probably
Well,
did.
he's been off. He will have, won't he?
Yeah.
Probably did.
Hit Dubai or something.
Yeah. Just on a
Probably
quick
needed
one.
it, to be honest. Get you just fucking stop. Don't think about this. That injury came at a perfect time, really, didn't it? Just don't think about football for 10 days. Come back, once you can start training again, then we're back into it. But just take your family and fuck off.
Maybe he needs it. I feel
think
like
that's the right thing.
Maybe he needs this humbling.
That's a bit of
Well,
a...
he's got that as well, hasn't he? There's no doubt in that.
It's interesting to see where Rashford's starting position was at the start of this
You
game.
sneeze like...
He's like
It
central.
shuts your whole brain off when you sneeze.
Bless me.
Bless you as well. That's what I needed to say.
Is Rashford playing like 10? Am I just bugging, or is this like...
Rashford's playing... We're playing
Central.
Garnacho and Rashford at left wing,
It looks weird. Like,
which is an interesting thing to do.
Has he put Thingy right wing? Fernandes?
I mean, if there's time to try things out, it's probably now.
Yeah, Fernandes has gone on the right, and
Could be 4-4-2.
he's changed the system because
Rashford, Ronaldo up front. Nice.
he's changed the system. I think he's gone 2 up front
No
and
foul
put
there.
Fernandes on the.
But then again, if you look at it at the minute, Dallow's playing up front, Bruno's playing on the right.
A little tactical tweak.
Yeah. Maybe he's just realising we can just we can have more players in the final third because they're not really trying anything, are they?
Plus, the game's going to open up a bit more. They'll probably try do something going forward.
Go on then. He thought a long time about what to do with that there, the Sheriff goalkeeper, didn't he?
Yeah, you could see the screws moving.
Yeah. Do you like the Europa League? Do you respect it?
I hate it.
Chambers. It's only good in the later stages.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that.
The Europa League group stages is the jarring one.
The games are just so similar all the time, innit? Like, no matter who the manager is, no matter what like
Yeah.
the team is, it's just... I've seen this game so many times.
Yeah.
Played Maguire.
Maguire.
Good play by McGuee, by Jacob.
What do you make of that? His real first name is Jacob.
He looks like one.
Interesting. I have no idea what that means, but I do tend to agree with it. Dallow with a nice bit of skill there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Sort of heel to toe.
It did look like the guy just touched it down with his hand, but I don't know if that'll...
I didn't see any of that.
He chested it and then he just like... went like-
Oh, fucking hell.
Casemiro and Bruno. Fed to the pigs there by...
Here's your boy Rashid.
I don't think it is. Oh, that is on the ball now.
You
I
don't
thought
even
they
know
were
your own
skinning
mate.
everyone. Well done.
Hopefully Sheriff step out a little bit. I'm still hoping for my 4-0 prediction.
I
Yeah,
thought
I said
that was
5-0.
our own ball, you know.
Nah, shoulder in it.
All over the
Hell, has he ever played football before?
that involuntary head touch there.
Interesting.
Trying to chest it down, then it's his like top of his arm.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Goes to his head. What a mess.
So looking at the group stage as it stands then, Sociedad at the top with 15 points.
It's annoying that, because
United
I remember
on
the
12.
Sociedad game and we were better than them.
Sheriff on 3 and Ammonia
That was such a
on
nothing
0.
game. Like, why wouldn't you just bang
Ronaldo
that?
would bang that.
Any
if he's
other
fit.
Ronaldo would have banged
Ronaldo would bang that like if he's firing.
But he's not firing, unfortunately, is he? That's the problem.
Yeah.
Maguire
Confidence.
clapping his teammates there.
You know.
Casemiro. He's playing a little bit of a higher line here, look, Sheriff. They're playing 35 yards out. Go on then, keep the ball.
Ronaldo's probably going to get 90. He'll probably get 90 today because he's not starting.
Garnacho. Ah.
Square passes get cut out.
They're trying a bit more, I think, Sheriff. They're going for it a little bit. He's having some just technical difficulties with the television.
Why is he not?
Why is he not round
Why
the
is he not
corner?
played?
It's always a rigid set, innit?
Yeah.
Why is he not played
Why
that
did he
to
not play that to
Rashford?
Rashford, flicking it round?
Weird vibes, man. This guy, I don't know what's happened to him, you know.
You know that I
That's
saw what you
such an
mean, innit? He
obvious
just needed to
pass.
flick that and Rashford's in, but
Yeah.
he did. He always does, when he gets a result, he just does like a rigid setback.
Eriksen, that's got to be a foul there, yeah. Foul sort of 25 yards out.
Don't you dare take it, Ronaldo,
No,
please.
Ronaldo won't take it.
Eriksen, Bruno.
Surely Bruno. I can't see
Eriksen.
Ronaldo
He's
taking
definitely
it.
taking
Even,
it, bro.
do you think?
Yes.
No.
The fact that you think it's not him is mad to me.
I don't think he will.
He's
No,
taking
he
it.
will. Yeah, yes. He's so desperate for a goal,
He's
isn't he?
taking it.
He's so desperate
So
for a goal.
taking it.
Yeah.
Oh my, the Eriksen.
He's even doing that, look, letting Eriksen place it, but it'll be Ronaldo that steps up for it.
He's saying Eriksen's telling him piss off.
Ronaldo's like, you just leave it, just pretend to take it, and then I'll take it. Just mess about. Do something else.
I'm not gonna lie, it looked a bit tetchy there. It looked like they were not arguing, but kind of disagreeing about who should take it.
Yeah. Ronaldo's looking like he's taking it.
Does
But
Eriksen bang them from that distance?
He's going to try, yeah. No, he put it over the bar. The bastard.
Fuck.
No eye contact with Ronaldo after that.
I think Ronaldo wanted to take that, and Eriksen just. I think Ronaldo wanted to take that, and Eriksen
did.
said, "Fuck yourself."
Because he was turning around and it just looked like he was having a.
Yeah.
Now Ronaldo's going to talk someone out.
I'm not gonna lie, the fact he didn't pass that to Rashford was so dodge. Like, I'm not here to start things, but like, come on, bro. Like, the best thing he could do is set his teammates up.
Yeah, he's struggling to be the one on the end of things, isn't he, at the minute?
I don't know if it's about like him, like he thinks, oh, if I pass it to this guy, he bags that. That's overthinking, but it's just Ronaldo though. He knows what he's doing. Like,
Do you remember that
he
rumour
sets
though
himself-
about Martial, where people used to say that they thought he passed it like slightly behind people, so that they had to pass it in back.
Oh, that's such BS.
The fuck.
This idea that he don't play it into people's path because they can hit it first time. So you play it, make them turn around, and they have to give it you back so you can score. That's some fucking 4D selfish chess, that, innit, if it's true. I don't think it is, but I remember I used to see that on Twitter, and like, I don't think he's good enough to do that.
I think that would be very hard to do.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Just play it like 8 inches behind where it should be. Just play it into people's feet all the time.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's bad set though by Rashford.
Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah, it's
Lovely
Malacia, well
Malacia.
done. Go on then. Look at that, just winning shit. What?
What?
You know. Usually we always give a foul for that.
Why is that? What? Where was the foul there?
That's what I do like about Malacia though, from that moment before, innit?
Who does Rashford foul there?
He
There's
just
no
bodied
foul
him.
at all. Not even close to a foul.
Did you see that video of Anthony and Selfridges?
No.
What?
Have you not seen it? There was his security guard was telling these fans to piss off.
Oh,
But like, they're not even fans. They were like weird kids. They were like, they said, he said he's not taking a picture. F off.
No.
And then he's just walking around past him. And then these two kids have just gone, well, he's not going to get famous if he's not going to take pictures.
What about Rashford?
Yeah, no, about Anthony.
Anthony. He's not going to get famous. Right. Hopefully
He
he doesn't want
scored
to
a
get
goal
famous.
in the derby. Like,
Yeah.
He scored a goal against Everton.
My dream is that his aim in life isn't to get famous.
No way you've just tried that. You're taking that.
Ronaldo tried to do that.
No
He's
way.
like, can I find Ronaldo here when there's like 4 other options?
If you just played it on the ground to any of the other guys there, you probably have a bigger chance of the ball getting to Ronaldo. That needs to stop, man. Like, right now.
Hold on, Harry.
Weird. Like, it just...
Good pass. Turn la.
Our runs have been so meaty.
Go, 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 go.
Go on, Garnacho on the left. Past his man easy.
Yeah.
Now what? Deep
Oh, heavy,
cross to the
heavy,
back
heavy,
post
heavy.
there. Way too much on that. Frustrating this, isn't it? A bit. I know we're winning, but
What happens, by the way, is it's not goal difference. Or is it goal difference?
the Europa League, I think it's head to head. The group.
Which means we'd have to beat Sociedad by 2 goals. Or how does that work?
I'll have a look now.
That's not happening, is it? We're not beating them by 2.
Probably not. Not there.
We could do it if we
Um,
treat it like a Premier League game. which we're not doing.
I'm not sure, actually. Is the Europa League group stage decided on goal difference or head-to-head? Apparently, the format differs, right? Teams that finish level on points in the Europa group stage are sorted by their head-to-head record with the following criteria. Points in head-to-head matches among tied teams. So obviously if we beat Sociedad, that would make it equal. Next up, it's goal difference in those head-to-head matches. So yeah, if we win this game and then we beat Sociedad 2-1 or 1-0, it would still be tied, and it would go to goals scored in head-to-head matches amongst tied teams. So a 2-1 beats a 1-0. And then it would be goal difference in all group matches. Then it's away goals scored in head-to-head matches. So what was the score at Old Trafford? 2-1 or 1-0?
Sociedad 1-0.
1-0. So if we win 2-1...
1-0 was it? They got that dodgy penny.
Yeah. So if they win 1-0, if we win 1-0, it would go to away goal scored, which would be equal, and then it would go to goal difference in all the games. So United basically need to win 2-1 in that game.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's actually tired, and it looks like that game could, that decision, that VR decision, could end up costing us.
Yeah. Come on. They're struggling here. Got out there, though.
It's mad, though. It's only 1-0. They only need a decent breakaway.
Well, we saw some of the chances like Ammonia had away and stuff.
Yeah.
Scored 2 goals against us.
Not been to a Europa game yet this season. I'm not feeling it at all.
You know, what about knockout
You
stages?
know what it is? Maybe to 1 or 2, but like it's just, you know, when in the week you're just like working.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit and just be on the watch-along watching the footy.
Yeah.
Going Old Trafford, it's lovely.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's nice. Obviously, like for foreign fans, like obviously if you've not been, you really just want to go to a game. But I think once you've been to a few, like in the middle of the week, you got to make that trek to the game. It does take that time out, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got West Ham. Is that home
West Ham is away.
or away?
Yeah, I think it's away. Actually, it might be at home. Sorry, it's at Old Trafford, yeah.
Old Trafford.
Yeah.
No, Old Trafford again.
Both games are at home this week. I
make it
think both
fortress.
games are away next week.
I went to Newcastle, and I thought, you know what, I've not been for a while, and we drew 0-0. I might be a curse.
What was the
I
game
might not
before that?
go. Arsenal.
Was it?
That was a while back.
That's not bad though. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
It's fair. I went.
It's always good when you beat the Gunners.
Yeah, that was a lovely win. Rashford on the break as well.
That was
Always good in a big game.
Him, Rashford at his best that game, wasn't it? The Arsenal game. Really
That
good.
game was perfect for him, to be fair. Like,
It was.
see this chance here. Ericsson, nice ball around the corner. Have you not?
No.
Why didn't he slip Bruno through there?
No.
But then, how's he missed that?
Oh.
It's off the bar.
Oh my God.
What's happened to him, man?
How do you defend him?
I think he turns it around. Fuck it. I said, yeah,
foul.
Matthias says, Joe said yesterday he could see Ronaldo scoring 3. Yeah, I still do. Hat-trick is still coming.
Judging
Sticking
by
by
his
it.
finishing, I'm not too sure about
I
that.
don't know where it's going to come from, but
Garnacho's won a nice free kick here. Nice area.
From what I've seen, I think he's got a chance. I don't think you understand how close 11 goals is for someone that's going to be playing consistent Champions League football for the next 2 years, I reckon, at least. Messi.
I think Messi could catch him, definitely, yeah. I'm not saying there's no
and
chance.
Ronaldo may not play Champions League football again.
Nah, I think he'll be playing Champo.
I think he'll be playing Champions League.
He'll go
probably
to a
the second
club
half of
that
this season.
he'll go to a club that's gonna always like make it to the knockouts, at least like the round of 16 or
Will he start?
quarters. But no, as in
What
like
the-
where
what
he's
best-
guaranteed the starts.
What best team in Europe is he? One of the best teams that does Ronaldo start for right now?
But it's the types of like your Italian or Portuguese clubs that do
What? No, but answer like I want to see what club.
I don't know, but I don't think this is the
I don't think you
best
realise
Ronaldo you get now.
he's not starting for any
No.
of the top European teams.
But what we're seeing from Ronaldo now isn't what you'll see from Ronaldo even next year. I think this there's just a lot on it from what's going on at United. There's a lot of pressure mentally. Like, I think he'll be all right once he leaves. He'll just go to a place and just stat pad. And I think in a league like Serie A, where it's just a bit
MLS.
slower. I mean, if they let him in.
Yeah, when you look at the people who are top goal scorers in Serie A over the last few years, you've got people like Dzeko, Quagliarella, Immobile. I know he wasn't top scorer, but Zlatan has got a very good goal-to-game ratio for AC Milan. You could see Rashford, you could see Ronaldo going back there and getting 20 goals plus next season.
Yeah, easy. It's just that league's just a bit slower, isn't it? Like you look at Giroud now.
Yeah,
it's just about build up and then just being in the box as a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on,
Even Higuain a few years ago was popping fucking, was it 38 goal season?
He's got the record. That season was ridiculous, but I think he was just a bit younger there. That was probably his prime.
Ooh, touch.
What a touch from Garnacho there. Lovely football.
Go on, Rashford. That's a good little
Lovely
scoop.
ball.
That Bruno to Ronaldo.
Yes!
Hey!
I thought he was on. I really thought he was on there,
Unlucky
No
there.
way.
Unlucky there. He does nothing wrong there.
That was good football.
That was really good. Lovely little sort of...
Finally, one of them balls
scoop
over the
cross
top
by
does
Rashford.
well, and it was Rashford.
Players all.
Really good.
I thought he just he was in line, then he snuck in. Got it. The whole play was nice, wasn't it? It started with that Garnacho touch.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
This cross here is really good.
See, that's on.
Offside there. It's just offside.
Oh, heartbreak.
Lovely finish though.
Thought he was in line.
He's fucking fuming. Fair enough, innit? You would be fuming if you were him.
Sad times.
Dallo coming off.
Finally, man, some rest.
Yeah.
Is he coming on, bro? Who's coming on?
He'll stick Malacia right back.
Bissaka. I don't.
Yeah, he'll stick Malacia right back, won't he?
Luke Shaw.
You sure?
Oh,
Shaw
Malacia.
McTominay coming on. Look at that. Shaw. With a little one way and the other. That little agility piece.
Oh, scoop.
Nice that.
I like the changes. I feel like he's resting the right players. Good time to make the subs.
Yeah.
I like it.
Just need to not fucking accidentally concede a goal. That's the only thing. If they think they're coming on to just be, bodies in a shirt,
Do you know what?
could get caught out.
Bruno maybe needs a rest as well.
Well done, Luke. There you go.
But have we made all our changes? Oh, we have? Is that 3?
We've made 4.
Oh, we've made
I
4.
think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
Malacia. Nice. Sociedad 2-0 up now, by the way, against Ammonia. What's happened there? So,
Garnacho's been getting smacked about,
Garnacho's fully in that fullback said. Hope Garnacho gets 90, because I think he can nick one.
yeah, I think he
He's
will.
playing a bit wide.
What have you thought of Garnacho today, Joe?
I like him,
I think he's got a little bit of, almost like a bit of Anthony about him, where got a good drive and sort of quickness and agility and
I think he's more direct.
sharp turn. But what I mean is he's not ever actually looked like getting a goal or assist. He's not had a shot.
I think
He's
it's
not
because of the way
yeah.
the game is.
Do you know
I
what
think
I mean?
if it was a
No,
bit
but
more
from
open,
like an 18-year-old kid with his
he's
first
been good.
debut.
it's a hard game to properly judge him in it. But so far, he's been playing very wide and still being influential.
I think he's looked good.
Come on.
Maguire, go on, Van der Pass. No,
Van der Beek's probably going to get some minutes, isn't he?
don't know.
I wonder if he puts
Why he won't.
Ericsson.
Twitter uproar if Van der Beek scores. He's got like a...
Bring Ollie back
he's
so we
got-
can sack him again. That's
Do you
what
think Van der
Twitter
Beek...
was.
Maguire
He has like a
trouble?
weird cult though, and he's like...
Go on then, Ronnie. I'm glad McTominay didn't try and get that back to
Nice.
Ronaldo there.
Finally, we played.
Yes!
Rashford header!
Rashi, come on.
Ronaldo would have scored that. Ronaldo would have scored
Ronaldo would have
that.
scored that. Wait, Rashford tells Gabriel Jesus to come outside. That's all he's saying.
Come on, Rash. Yes.
It's a lovely goal, that.
Buzzing with that, man.
Really nice
Finally,
play
I've
there.
been saying just
hell, Luke
bloody
Shaw.
improve your heading.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I want people to tell me the last time Rashford scored a header for Manchester United.
Certainly one like that as well.
It
Wiz.
might actually be the Arsenal game. It was a debut.
Oh.
Do you know?
I generally think it might be.
Someone can find out the last time Rashford scored a header for Man United. I don't know if that's how you'd even find that, but try. Ericsson, little pass out.
Was
lovely
it?
little
I'm going to
control
make
cross.
a mad guess. Was it Valencia in
It's
the
a good
Champions
header.
League?
That's
when
a
we
good
lost?
header as well.
It's a great header. Well
It's a
guided.
really good header.
Fucking
Good
hell.
power on that.
Brilliant ball from Shaw, by the way. Like sets it. Oh, what a header!
Really nice goal, that. Good
Rashford
header,
and
that.
the low
Good power on
goals.
that header. That's a proper header, that.
Rashford and the low goals.
2019 Boxing Day against Newcastle,
I'm
as
buzzing.
Abin Avverm is saying there.
Okay.
Good header. Good goal, that.
But that whole sequence, do you know like the amount of times in the game where someone would be like forcing the ball and like one of them looping balls or something into the box? It's just like we made the right decision every single time up until that goal perfectly. Like it was actually very, very well played.
Yeah. Ronaldo dropped short, kept possession well. Then McTominay went to Ericsson to Shaw, and then really good cross, actually.
Very good goal.
Actually.
Lovely stuff.
Ronaldo dropping deep again. Rashford.
Oh,
Good idea.
That little
nearly pulls that off back to Ronaldo there.
nice little dummy there. I like how Malassi has got that little bit of utility about him where he's just out playing on the right hand side now. You don't have to worry about him.
That's good.
Wan-Bissaka's I know he's been injured, but he's so far down the pecking order, isn't he? Look at this.
Wants
We're
another header?
trusting Rashford's head so much now. Luke Shaw's putting it on his head from 18 yards out.
Yeah.
See there, the goal difference United is +5 at the minute. Real Sociedad's +9. So United needs to score 2 goals next week, basically, and win the game.
Yeah.
You're
If we
asking.
win 1-0, Sociedad will go up. Win the group because of that hierarchy.
You know when you're asking like who's your favourite players in the team, but I think it's hard to not pick Martinez. But if I had to pick like another 2, probably like Rashford and Delors. So I'm buzzing that them 2 have scored.
Yeah.
I'm liking
Good
that
for
they're just
Delors.
loving their football, you know. Now,
Go on, Harry.
Guaya's been good since he's come on.
Yeah. Solid.
Come on.
Yeah,
Lovely
is that
stuff.
Victor.
Yeah, Lindelof's
Lindelof.
played well.
Yes.
He's had a good game. Come on, let's get a couple more, man.
Nice little block. Start throwing. Yeah.
How tall's Garnacho?
Let's have a look.
I feel like he's one of them players
I
that's
reckon
tall.
he's 5'10".
Yeah, he looked taller than you'd think he actually is.
1.8 metres, so yeah, 5'9", 5'10"-ish.
1.8 is not 5'9".
What is it?
It's about 5'10"
5'10"?
at the very least.
.8 metres.
See, you can't trust
5'11".
Wikipedia. You can't trust Wikipedia because Wikipedia is saying that thing
It's a ball.
he's taller than Alanga, which isn't true.
Come on.
Who's taller than Alanga?
Garnacho.
Nice.
Doesn't seem true, does it? He's done well.
Garnacho's
Fought a
done
free
so
kick.
well there.
It says
to win that free
5'11"
kick.
online, but again.
It says he's 1.8 and he says Alanga's 1.78,
See, that's
which is not true.
Like FIFA, the game, have him listed at 5'10".
Yeah. Okay.
Why have we just taken that ball? Why have we just taken that free kick like that and then lost it? Like, it was in a great spot.
Keep.
These lot are so bad.
Yeah, they are bad.
So
They're all
bad.
proper. Fucking hell, man.
It's mad that these beat Real Madrid last season, isn't it? Like the Champions League winners were lost to these at home. Fucking hell.
It was a COVID game, though, right? Oh.
Was it?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's a ball there.
Great pass.
Go on, Bruno.
No, it's not.
Unlucky.
A great pass. It's an overhit pass.
Wonder if he brings on Donny, I reckon he'll probably play Ericsson onto the right. Bruno needs a rest, defo. Them last 2 games were taxing.
Yeah, I'd take Bruno.
I'd rest Bruno.
Who else have we got on the bench? I can have a look, actually.
Any other midfielders?
Got Iqbal.
Iqbal, yeah. Why not? Come on, man. Give Iqbal.
Yeah, it might be nice to give him a few minutes.
I like it, well.
Last
Father.
10. Give him the last 10, maybe. Although imagine you brought him on and we fucking end up drawing 2-2.
That's not going to happen.
I don't think it is either, but go on then. Good effort, lad.
I don't know how they've let Ericsson touch that down, you
It's
know.
poor, that. Just ball watching that one it from Sheriff.
These lots stink.
I feel like they're giving
You
up
smell
on
them?
it.
Through the TV, yeah.
You know what it is? You know what
football
smells?
vibe.
It's the second-hand kit.
That
That's
kit
fair.
that just stays in the cloakroom, never gets washed, never goes home.
Yeah.
You just
No
wear
one
it.
takes the bit. You know when no one takes the bibs home
Yeah,
to
all
wash
the
them?
numbers are peeling off the back and all
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, those kits when you get it. Like, why has this got dirt on it already? And you're like, just fucking wear it.
It gets tossed in the middle
Yeah.
of like the changing room. Everyone's fighting for the number 10 and 7 shirts.
Yeah. Just
Got
having a
2
bit of
more goals for my prediction. I reckon you're
I think it's doable, that, yeah.
Nah, mine's more doable.
What was yours?
6-0.
Mine was 5. What was yours? 4-0.
4-0.
I think 4-0 is possible here.
I have a thing where I always predict 3-1 in Premier Leagues, in
Yeah.
Premier League games, like any Premier League game. Europa, I just predict batterings.
We just don't score 3 goals, though, do we?
Yeah. Well, today it's going to change.
Nice little pass.
Come on, centre.
Centre.
The ball's just on for time. Why would you not make the pass?
Ganacho's on ages.
See, the
ago,
whole
it's just
thing
so
where you
slow.
just delay a pass
Yeah.
kills the whole sequence. Because if that comes in there, then he can play that pass
I want a
quicker.
Ganacho goal.
Yeah, me too. I'd love
Same.
that.
He's doing a lot out wide, though. I like it. He's getting a lot of touches on the ball. You know, why does my man just turn his back there? Unlucky.
I thought that was on
Rashford.
there. Almost a great pass out from Rashford.
I'm not even going to talk about him anymore. But
Who?
Chris.
Oh,
He almost
right.
dribbled the ball out of play.
Oh
then.
no, Ronaldo, like, he's given the ball to Malacia and then he's made one of them runs where it looks like we're going to try one of them dumb passes over the top. But then he's carried on running off, like throwing his hands up.
Yeah.
I don't get the logic. Like, just get back on side and try and score a goal. Like, I want to see him score, innit? That's the annoying thing, but you can't do that shit, man.
And that is the sort of behaviour that makes your teammates feel like they have to pass to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be pissed off, or otherwise you won't make the run the second time, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you need to be a team player and make the run, not get the ball,
Unlucky.
and still make it another 10 times. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point. Runs aren't just to get the ball; it's to change play, stretch defenses.
He feels like every
create
ball
space,
he
like-
gives, he has to receive back. Whereas, like, it's working it into the box, you probably have a bigger chance of scoring because them passes haven't worked all game for us.
Ganacho been subbed.
Don't know. The goal is
I was thinking youngsters never get 90s there.
no.
But I feel like Ganacho's more than likely not playing at all on Sunday.
No.
I feel like he might as well get the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, I can't believe Martial's still out.
I'm hearing stuff about him being back in training,
He's
but
been back in training solo or whatever.
I think they
Jason
want to make
Derulo
sure
style.
like he's fit this time, like properly.
Yeah.
I get it, like you don't want to force it, do you?
Thing is though, it's not like he's had the same injury come back, is it? They're all different injuries, aren't they? So it's not like they
Yeah.
rushed him back too quick and it went again. Like
What was one his hip?
one was his hip, I think one was an ankle or a calf or something. The first one. Hold on.
It's how
Both.
the body works sometimes. How the body works.
Both them headers were nice.
Yeah, the first one at the end, the one at the end of the season, just before, the week before the start of the season, that was apparently a hamstring injury, 18 days out. Then the second one that he got in the Liverpool game was an Achilles irritation, 34 days out, and the current one is a back/hip injury apparently. So it's not like we brought it back too fast and it's gone again. I know, like you said, sometimes the body is like not used to the intensity, so it becomes slightly more fragile or whatever from time out.
I think the other thing is he's maybe thinking there's 3 games before the World Cup in the Premier League. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if he comes back for for West Ham, then you've got him like fully fit, 3 games fresh, where you really need to win. Because you probably think, in that Chelsea game you might get a break. Rashford's the type of player. I know that's not how the game went, but that you might rely on in those moments. And you just bank him for this, but
I'm going to go on a limb. From what I've seen today, I think Ganacho's better than Martinelli.
You just hate Arsenal, don't you?
you know what's funny? There's a lot of similarities. I can't even lie.
The
There's
reason why I said
a
it,
lot
they
of
play quite similar.
similarities. I like Martinelli though. I can't lie.
That kit. I can't get
That
over
kit
it.
is so
and
bad.
the thing is, it's not even like, don't have a go at him, whatever. Like, I know like pub teams with nicer kits than that. It's
Yes.
not like a money thing or like a taking the piss.
Stretford Paddock
Like
have a better
Stretford
kit.
Paddock have a nicer kit than that.
Much nicer kit.
Do you know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is some JJB Sports randomised kit stuff. This. Do you know when you make pro clubs?
Yeah.
And you just tap in square to randomise it till a good one turns
Default.
up. Yeah, this is the default starter kit in it before you've unlocked
Default.
it.
Why have
yellow.
they not got a sponsor? Like, does no one want to sponsor them or something?
Probably to do
Come on,
with the
Maguire,
mafia.
have a pop. Don't do that.
Every time we played them ball, the keepers
It's
do
just so dead. Why don't we try? We never do these in a Prem, so why do we do these in Europa games? I don't get it.
But because they're bored, aren't they? They can't be arsed with it. Go on, win that. McTominay. How much would you pay to have Scott McTominay's footballing ability?
Pay?
Yeah.
I'll just,
Basically asking me how much I'd pay,
I'd pay to
earn
become a Premier League
what he earns
footballer,
on
yeah.
a week.
Well, no, you don't play for Man United. You are you sat here now, but you go, oh shit, I've got
Well,
Scott McTominay's
well,
ability.
yeah, I'd just get
How
up
far do you
and
think you could get?
no, I'd just get up and go and play at like any semi-pro club trial, and then they'd be like, "You're too
How are you going
good."
to get a trial at a semi-pro club?
No, because you'll figure it out, and you
Just figure it out.
No, you'll play like a seven-a-side
Here's
or
a question
something.
then. If you now,
And they're like, oh, yeah,
Ronaldo
shit, you're
Brown,
good.
how old are you? 21? 22?
I'm 24.
It's 24.
Fucking old man.
You were 20 when we met.
I'm
Old man,
24
Can't
as
be
well.
right. You
You know,
must have been 22. Anyway, you're 24 years old.
I'm old.
You all of a sudden have Scott McTominay's footballing ability.
Yeah.
What level do you think you can get to in the game? Do you think you can get to the Premier League?
Championship.
Yeah, and I take that. That's what I'm saying. Like, worst comes to worst, you end up like League One.
Yeah.
Yeah, with his ability, and you probably won't because let's be honest, like,
Oh, nice
I
little
fit
shot
Rashford.
that, Rashford.
been okay centrally Rashford with someone else being paired with him, but back to the point. League One, at least. At least.
Yeah. I think that's nice from Rashford there. Just a good shot, decent area, forcing a save out the goalkeeper corner. It's a good shot,
Oh,
actually.
it's a
that.
good shot. Yeah, he's aiming for the corner there. He was going there.
Yeah. Corner to
I think we
United.
can score another header.
I fucking hope so. No reason why we shouldn't. Well, not with that kind of crossing.
No. Oh my.
Fucking
Oh, I
sorry.
wish he got that in. Oh, he could have done way better with that. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
That was a nice
Oh, I
little
would've loved
routine.
that.
That. Look at this. Short ball to Bruno inside the box, laid it back to Garnacho.
Oh, he
And
should
it's
have
a
done
foot
better.
over in it, but yeah, he should be hitting the target there. Lovely little layoff from Bruno.
That was nice from United.
It was actually, wasn't it? Bit of a routine set piece there. Their kit's like
Donny.
you can almost see through it. Is Donny warming up?
Yes.
I missed that.
You could tell that's a kit that would just be grim when you're sweating in it. Like, it's just sticking.
Yeah, and you wash it
horrible
with
place.
a black t-shirt once, and all of a sudden it's like a really dark yellow, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
ruined. Do you know what I mean? Sad stuff.
Someone needs to set up a GoFundMe for FC Sheriff shirts, man.
People saying if they woke up tomorrow with Scott McTominay's footballing ability, what level could they get to? Miles says I'd be starting for Bolton by Christmas. Martin P says I'd be playing Scottish Premier League.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Joel Zapster says you could yo-yo with Norwich.
There you go.
He thinks he could yo-yo. And again, that wasn't meant to be a knock on McTominay's talent. I just meant it's difficult to get into, like, to show a top team how good you are. Donny van der Beek coming on for Garnacho. That was his last kick of the game, that shot from 20 yards out there. 18. He
Yeah.
had a decent effort.
It was a nice little sequence.
If you're Martin Dubravka, what is going through your mind?
I'm at Man United and I'm getting paid.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
No, but that's not right, though, is it?
Yeah.
Because these aren't your average human being, are they? Most of them. These are people that like to work hard and like to play football. They're not just like businessmen who happen to have big gloves on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dubravka's a footballer who wants to play football, surely.
Yeah.
Are you thinking like, oh fuck, I thought I was going to get a chance here. I've had not a sniff. Are you surprised?
He was backup keeper for Newcastle.
He was. But then why did we sign him?
To be backup keeper for us.
I don't know, but...
The thing is, I thought he
We
would
had
get
Tommy
some
in.
Europa games in it, but
Yeah.
I sort of get it in a way now, the last few games, after seeing like how we're playing in certain patterns from the back to adjust to
Yeah.
what De Gea is, and you know that De Gea is the number one in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So do you want to take that risk? Then maybe down the line in the cup games and stuff, you might chuck in Dubravka and see what happens. But we've been linked to Diogo Costa, who I absolutely love, by the way. I think he's a brilliant player.
Yeah. Benfica goalkeeper.
Porto,
sorry.
so good.
Yeah.
Top keeper.
Free kick to United. It's all
Come on,
Ronaldo
Ronaldo.
this time.
Come on,
Come on,
Ronaldo.
do something. Hit the wall.
Into the wall.
See,
was looking
he's
at
got
his-
to the stage where you've got producers laughing at him.
Yeah.
You've got Callum Skaman laughing at Ronaldo now.
I know. How is that power dynamic been allowed to
Do you know what I mean?
rise? Fucking hell. I can see from here, he's eating a ready meal tagliatelle for his dinner.
Oh my days.
Yes!
Ronaldo's.
Go on, hit a Sui.
Laugh now, you
Hit a Sue,
dickhead.
hit a Sue, hit a Sue.
Hit it. Oh, he's gone for the sleep.
Oh, he's gone for the. What does that mean?
When it meant to be like how he sleeps when they're on like the team bus or whatever, team plane.
Oh.
Ronaldo scored 3-0.
Ronaldo says, "Suck that, Skaman."
Yeah.
One
carbonara up your arse.
one scheme and laugh is all it took.
Yeah.
Like that's
He
it.
heard
He had
that
enough.
Norwich's finest has had a laugh at him and he went, "Fuck you and your bolognese. I'm scoring in this Europa League, bitch." Sayonara to that carbonara, that's what he said. Look at this little...
See, that was actually one where he had to aim like for Ronaldo.
Yeah. That was a great cross.
And there you go. It was a great cross.
Because really...
Because it was the one that was on for
Yeah.
once, rather than like forcing it.
Yes, there we go.
Imagine we face Barca and then Ronaldo like nods in like.
My 4-0 prediction's on
minute
it though.
Nah, I reckon 6-0 is more likely me.
I don't deal with sixes.
What do you mean you don't deal with sixes? Sex-wise.
So it's
Is that what you're talking about?
no.
Oh. But you do deal with fours, apparently.
Yeah. Angel signs, all that.
Ronaldo with a goal. That little ball icon that BT Sport are using is proper fucking Football Manager 2006 type graphics, that in it. The little football at the top.
Why not 2005?
Where's that?
There was a slight visual upgrade between 05 and 06.
Oh, yeah, you were 24 then.
What, in 2005?
Oh shit.
Fucking hell, I was 12. Give me
12?
credit. What, in 2005?
You're old, you.
How old are you?
You're old.
How old are you?
I'm the same age as Ronaldo, mate.
5 years younger than me.
Yeah, but
Not
like
that fucking old.
we
We
were
were at school at the same time as each
That's
other.
half a decade.
what?
Yeah, I know what 5 years is.
Wait,
It's a quarter of a
wait. You were 12.
15-year
You were
period.
12 in 2005.
It's not a quarter of a 15.
You were 12 in 2005.
I was 12 in 2005, yeah.
Yeah, you left secondary school, right? By then.
I
Yeah.
left secondary school in 2005.
No, it's in like 2010 because you said we were in school at the same time.
When did you
Second-
start secondary school?
2010.
All right, very similar
2010,
times.
right?
If there was an
There you
attached
go.
post 16, then we're there at the same time. I left in 2009.
2010 to 2015.
I only just turned 24 as well, so I get.
So
I
you're,
get
you're
from there.
extra young.
I'm extra young.
I only just turned 29 in fairness. 3 months ago.
I share a birthday with like the greatest striker ever. It's crazy.
Carlton Cole.
No.
Marlon Airwood.
No.
Gibril Cisse.
Benjani.
No. Wayne Rooney.
Cuban.
Wayne Rooney.
Cuban. Oh.
The Cube.
I'm the greatest rapper of all time.
Eminem.
No.
Jesse J.
No.
Dappy.
Yeah.
No. Drake.
Oh.
It's elite that though, isn't
I
it?
was going to say Talisa.
I shared
Drake
a
and
birthday
Rooney.
with Tony Robinson from Time Team and Jennifer Lopez. So and Barry Bonds, the
Jennifer Lopez.
all-time home run scorer in the MLB before he got done for taking drugs.
Talking about Wayne Rooney, have you seen the picture going about? Oh,
Wayne
no.
Rooney.
He looks like Alan Brazil.
Oh no!
I'll search Amir Khan, Wayne Rooney. Amir Khan took a
recent?
picture of him, bro. He looks like Alan Brazil. He's on his way there.
Oh,
Like I knew
no.
it was coming, but I didn't think he'd come that soon.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Looks like Dana White and Alan Brazil in one.
I think Rooney started looking like that a month after he retired.
Yeah, he did. It was that. No, it was when he joined like Everton, innit? He
Proper
started going towards
Wesley Sneijder style. Remember when you saw Wesley Sneijder?
Yeah.
And you can tell how fast he put the weight on because he still had the shirt that was like buttoned up.
Yeah.
That he must have had when he was skinny because you could like see through the
Was it
buttons.
unbuttoned?
Because he was proper bursting through it. That white shirt he had, and you're like, you were still a professional footballer fucking 2 months ago.
He was living
No, he was.
life.
Do you know what's worse though? It's like I think Luke Shaw will be the same.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
sad.
think he might.
What is it? Is it like a body type thing?
Yeah, it's
or the fact that he
sometimes
likes
just
to eat a lot?
Yeah.
Someone like Callum, he'd have to put the work in to be obese. He'd have to that'd have to be his job. Do you know what I mean? You might get a
Yeah.
little gutty if you don't fucking go to the
I
gym
reckon
or
you'd just
whatever.
get a belly. Not a belly.
A belly.
A belly.
But he's never going to get like a fat neck, is he?
Nah. Oh, his arms won't go far either.
No. Bless him.
Carl, I think you come here and just scrap these.
He was laughing at Ronaldo before. We're still fighting back from that. I actually think it was Ethan that was laughing at Ronaldo, but I don't know. Oh yeah, Samir Nasri's another one.
Oh, Nasri was
Nasri's was
funny,
a
bro. He
mad
had,
one.
I was going to say something mad.
That's while he was still playing, look. Look at him at Marseille.
Nah,
there.
that was a charity game.
Oh, thank
Don't worry, man.
Thank God for that. Fucking hell. That's insane how much you...
That was though, like literally a year after he'd left Turkey.
That's so sad, that, isn't it?
Nah, is it though?
I think it is, yeah.
Think so. Do you think he just like he's completed it all now? He's just
He was one who should have won more, Nasri.
who cares? He played for City and Arsenal, innit? Who cares? He was a baller though.
There's a point where he probably could have got a move to like a proper club. Then when he decided to go to City, he probably should have gone somewhere like
Drip Doctors,
Real Madrid.
FC. Remember that?
I just want my bet to come in. I want a fourth goal.
Did you actually bet?
What, you stuck a bet?
Yeah. A bet doesn't have to be financial.
Who did you bet?
4-0 United.
No. Who
What,
did you
who
bet
did
with?
you
You have to
bet
bet
with
with
for
someone or
what?
against something.
So I bet with you.
Oh. Your prediction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to get some money out of you, mate.
Yeah, I know exactly. He wants something off me.
Because he won 250 the other day on bet, mate.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I don't deal with betting, unfortunately.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
Haram.
It's haram.
Typically, I don't either, but take it when you get it. That's what I
The
say.
thing is, if I could bet, then it'd be unfair because, like, I'd be the
Sounds-
richest man alive.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Honestly, I would.
Proper, like, yeah, I mean, I can't bet, but you lot are fucking lucky I can't bet because I'd absolutely clean up.
That is also what we needed just for Twitter. A Van der Beek goal.
DVB at the back post.
You know, these Bruno balls have been lovely.
Yeah, little Donny van der back
Oh, he was,
post.
he was trying to set up to CR37, man. I swear the whole game's just been these lot getting subs.
I think they've literally subbed on
Like 10
fucking
man.
half the school year.
Would you rather have Peter Odemwingi's footballing talent or 2.5 million Instagram followers?
2.5 million Instagram followers. Because I think you'd like be like a top tier influencer, and I've seen how much them bastards like get paid.
Ronaldo?
Peter Odemwingi's football ability because he'd be a Premier League player.
Yeah.
People are acting like Peter Odemwingi wasn't a decent
In this
player.
day and age, though, like would he?
2.5 million. I don't.
Are we
need-
talking about his current ability?
I'd always-
His ability
His top
that he had as a...
Oh, okay. I thought you meant.
I'd
current.
always rather be rich than famous anyway. So
Not a bad cross,
Yeah.
that.
he's made good runs.
How much do you think a player like Odemwingie would make a year playing Premier League football?
Playing Premier League football now? Well, if he's playing Premier League football, he's earning minimum 30 grand a week, isn't he?
Yeah.
How much is that? a year?
Minimum. What, 3 times 1.5 million quid before tax?
Instagram influencers with over 1 million followers make dope. I
I don't know if
No
they-
more than footballers, bro.
think so.
Bro, I know so. Footballers' money's dumb, man.
Yeah, I know it's dumb. As in, I'm not talking about like.
But someone
I'm talking about the
2.5 million
lowest like
followers
Premier League level.
Could probably make $1 million or $2 million over a few years.
Because bro, like you see some
Yeah.
of these influencers, yeah, like. Seen
So
them
it's 30
invoices.
grand a week for a year.
They're crazy.
What's your annual
$1.5 million
salary?
ish.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's going to be an influencer, isn't he?
He already is. He's the most followed guy on the
Oh,
app.
it's a good
Talking about
pass.
you, mate.
Oh, Lucky Luke.
I need that fourth goal, man.
Wasn't talking
Prediction.
about him. I was talking about you.
Me?
Yeah, you're on your way.
No,
Right.
I'm not.
How many followers you got?
Like 2,000
This was nice. 2,000. Where's that, Insta or Twitter?
Insta.
Nice.
Or Twitter. Like 5.7 or something.
Nice.
Something. You know, 5.714 or something. Don't keep it.
I don't have over 10k like Joe, and he barely uses it.
Yeah. Joe, if you barely use it for like the followers you have.
I'll
Come
tell
on.
you my account. 50 million. I don't know what things are worth. Go on, Ronnie. Oh.
Go on.
Luke Shaw, back post, crossing it in. Go on!
No, why would you save that?
Why would you?
What's the point in saving that? McTominay's here to fucking bag.
Go on, let's get another. Go on.
I want my 4-0.
Intensity.
Go on, 4-0 looks so nice.
I've lost all respect for Fury, the fact he's fighting Chisora.
Oh, that's such a dead fan. No one wants to
fuck,
see
man.
that. No one wants to see that.
Embarrassing.
Donny, what a ball. Oh, man.
That's a good ball, by Donny.
It was.
Sorry.
Sure. McTominay. It's like we've stepped up a notch in terms of intensity.
I think they've
you know
heard
about my
about
bet?
yeah, they've heard about Ronaldo's
Well, my
bet.
prediction.
100%.
half bet, half prediction. See, I think Bruno out wide is quite a Ten Hag thing to do, isn't it? I know he's not quite as like tricky and like as Tadic, but like
probably
having
for
a ball
games like
player
this.
from that hand side, yeah, like from wide.
I think it's for games where you probably just got all the ball and you need the delivery or whatever.
Love that. Ronaldo told Lindelof not to touch the ball,
Yeah.
and then just did a little.
Eriksen's tripping over.
Eriksen tripping
Touch
over
on the corner.
himself.
Oh,
Get in the box, Ronaldo.
Somebody was on there.
Do you think
They're just
they're really
using the
going
ball
for that fourth goal, United? Do you think they've been told they can have the day off tomorrow?
no.
No, they're playing a game on Sunday.
What do they do? What would you think they'll do up there after a match?
Training would be light, like recovery-ish.
Yeah.
What a ball from
Come on,
Maguire,
Marcus.
to be fair.
Oh,
No
he's gone for
way.
the Gibril Cisse. Not Gibril Cisse. Papi Cisse.
That was
So racist.
Imagine.
that.
I've said Gibril Cisse 3 times now. That's why I said it again.
That was
Imagine
a.
he just went full Papi Cisse there.
Tell you what, that ball from Harry Maguire was
Good
brilliant.
past that. It was Papi Cisse as well, wasn't it?
He's tried to cross that.
Yeah.
He's tried to cross it though.
What a save!
Why has he got to say just let that go?
Tim Krul.
Are they still making subs?
Nah, you kind of get it though. Get as much of your players on Old Trafford's pitch as you can, kind of thing.
They're doing it for the pictures now.
Yeah.
Surely full time.
We're in Man United.
Keep it.
We're winning the lot.
Full time. There you go. Manchester United 3, Sheriff 0. In the end, a
Lovely.
comfortable victory. Probably the most comfortable we've had in the group stage so far. I mean, the Sheriff away was pretty decent
Yeah,
as well.
comfortable. I think the goal before half time was very, very important. Some good performances in there. I thought Garnacho was a really, really promising bright spark,
Yep.
especially for a debut. Rashford good again when he come on. He was alive. He had like a bit of a sharpness and quickness to the game. I feel like he's finding a bit of his old self, and he's proven to be a very, very important player for us at the moment. Ronaldo getting his goal, ending his drought. I feel like he needed that. I feel like maybe the club needed that because of a little bit of the vibe. And 3-0, this is the type of games where we should be putting teams away comfortably.
Yeah.
So solid performance. We move on to the more difficult test, which is West Ham on a weekend.
Yeah. Right, we'll be back for the review in a few minutes, so make sure you stick around for that. Hopefully we can get the people redirected to that. So if you stay where you are, go and get a cup of tea, go and have a wee, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes for the review. Abdul, where can people find you?
AbdulJH_ on Twitter.
AbdulJH_ on Twitter. Thank you for coming on, Ronaldo. What about you?
Ronaldo Brown 98 _.
Very good. Manchester United keeping on the tail of Real Sociedad. An absolute crunch match next week in Spain. Massive game there.
Issue is, are we going to need to beat him 3-0 though?
I think 2-1 will do it because that would put us on higher goal difference, more away goals scored, which is I think the third criteria.
Okay.
So yeah, 2-1 victory, I believe. We'll double check that for the review. Would see Manchester United top the group next week. Interesting. Comfortable victory in the end. See you in a bit.